Wareham Gateman.
Yeah, Scotty, should be a good game here at Spillane Field, coming off the Cape to wrap up this 3-game road trip for the Orleans Firebirds.
You mentioned that 3-game road trip. A little breakdown: 1 loss and 2 wins in the last 3 games. Let's talk about this past week as a whole so far.
Obviously, it's been a good week so far for the Orleans Firebirds. A 2-1 start to the season. Got off on the right foot at home against Bourne. Then they went on the road at YD. They faltered a little bit of a more sloppy game than they had played on opening night against the Braves, but they bounced back with a good win against Brewster. They took advantage of a lot of Whitecaps' mistakes. They won that game 5-3 over at Stony Brook Field. It was that third inning where they scored 3 runs on the 2 errors, a couple drop third strikes that Orleans was able to reach on, and that's a good sign for a baseball team. Although maybe they're not getting the results they're wanting, they're taking advantage of a couple of Brewster mistakes. And then you had the long ball.
Right.
Rob Emery hit a solo. So we'll go on after the anthem then, just for audio. You know? Is that cool?
What'd you say?
We'll go on just audio after the anthem.
Okay.
After a 3-game road trip, the Orleans Firebirds return home to Eldridge Park for an East Division showdown with the Brewster Whitecaps here on a gorgeous Saturday evening in Orleans, Massachusetts. With that, we welcome you here to Eldridge Park alongside my broadcast partner, Thomas Zinzarella. I'm Josh White, and Thomas, the Birds yesterday went to Wareham off the Cape. They played 10 innings. They left with 1 point. Not a bad day to end the road trip for the Firebirds.
Well, as manager Kelly Nicholson said after the game, it's not a bad day when you can still pick up some points. And even though it just was only one, it's a big point, especially when you have to travel off Cape to play in Wareham. So I think the Firebirds will be satisfied with that point. I know they probably wish they could have had 2, but 1 point at this point early in the season, I think Coach Kelly Nicholson is okay with that.
Firebirds and Whitecaps playing for the second time this summer tonight after meeting on Wednesday with Orleans coming out on top of Brewster at Stony Brook Field 5-3. The Firebirds 2-1-1. They have 5 points in the East Division. Brewster still looking for their first point of the summer. They're 0-3, managed by Jamie Shevchik. Let's give you the starting 9 for the Brewster Whitecaps. Leading things off, the shortstop is Damon Dews. Batting second and playing left field is Oleric Solari. The shortstop, beg your pardon, the third baseman, check that from Arizona State, is Gage Workman. He'll bat third. Tyler Gentry, the right fielder from Alabama, hits cleanup. TJ Collette, the DH from Kentucky, bats fifth. Brett Auerbach, the second baseman from Alabama, hits sixth. In the 7-hole tonight is Josh Crouch. The catcher, Eric Fago, the first baseman, hits eighth. And rounding out the order for the Whitecaps is the center fielder, Colin Davis, going up against Owen Schartz, the right-hander from the University of Nevada. He made his first appearance of his Cape career against Brewster on Wednesday night, and here's his first pitch of the evening. It's cracked into right center field, beg your pardon, left center. Trani ranges towards his right, makes the catch, and we are underway at 6:59 p.m.
Well, you don't see it very often when the first hitter of the game will swing at the first pitch and actually put it in play. A lot of times the first hitter of the game would, or even the leadoff guy would at least see a pitch, but it is the Cape League. Some guys want to jump out early on in the fastball count.
First pitch to Solari, a fastball right down the chute for strike one. Again, in that 5-3 victory for the Firebirds over the Whitecaps on Wednesday night, Schartz made his Cape debut. 0-1 pitch, a fastball sliced the other way, tailing towards the hill down the right field line, and it's 0-2. And Schartz threw a scoreless inning out of the bullpen, surrendered just 1 hit, a walk, and struck out 2. He's got one of the finest hitters in the country at the dish, Oleric Solari. Righty on righty matchup, the 0-2. A fastball cracked on the ground through the left side for a base hit. Zach Kokoska ranges towards his right. He grabs it, but Oleric Solari, his first hit here in the CCBL.
Well, again, making his Cape League appearance here, first appearance, and not a bad swing there for Solari, able to hit sharply on the ground, getting past the diving Zamora on the left side. Really good piece of hitting there by Solari, and the Whitecaps have a man aboard.
So Gage Workman, the switch-hitting third baseman out of Arizona State, digs in from the left side. First pitch from the right-hander. Fastball paints the outside corner for strike one. Let's give you the Orleans defensive alignment tonight. The outfield from left to right, Zach Kokoska, Max Troiani, and A.J. Lewis. The infield, Josh Zamora at third. Tanner Murray making his Orleans debut at shortstop. Julio Marcano, the second baseman, and Ray Gill at first. A check over from Schartz to Gill, but Solari dives back in. And behind the dish tonight is David Avitia, the catcher from Grand Canyon. Schartz set at the chest. Here's the 0-1 home. Fastball misses low in the dirt. Solari's running. Throw down from Avitia. Not in time. So Solari swipes second on the wild pitch. And the Whitecaps are in business with a runner in scoring position and only one down.
That was still a pretty good block by Avitia. Really good throw as well. Good awareness, though, by Solari to advance another 90 feet closer to home.
So Solari off of second base with one away, and the 1-1. Fastball broken, bat hit back up the middle. Tanner Murray fields it, bobbles it, and now has no play at first base. So an E6 charge to Tanner Murray, his first opportunity here at Eldridge Park. And defensive miscues like we saw plenty last night go against Orleans. And the Whitecaps have runners on the corners with only one away.
Yeah, we maybe thought it was the gravel infield at Wareham, now back to the dirt. And obviously Murray didn't play yesterday, but ball just eating him up there as just went into the glove and popped right out off the chest, trying to scoop it up in the air, but couldn't corral it.
First pitch to Tyler Gentry, fastball slow roller to the left side, fielded by Zamora. His only play is the first. Nails Gentry, who fell down on his way there, but Solari scores, so the error comes back to haunt the Firebirds as Brewster takes a 1-0 lead.
That's the way Orleans manufactured some runs yesterday in the tie in Wareham. And now Brewster doing it to Orleans here today.
There were 6 combined errors in the game yesterday between the Firebirds and the Gatemen, 3 on each side. Now TJ Collette, the power-hitting DH, digs in from the left side. The first pitch, fastball he's swinging, chops it to the right side. Second baseman Marcano is there, sidearm throw to first base, and the side is retired. But the Whitecaps strike first here in the first inning at Eldridge Park. Brewster scores 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave one runner left on base. We'll head to the home half of the first. Orleans coming up. Whitecaps lead early. It's 1-0 in favor of Brewster. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. Brewster with a 1-0 lead over Orleans as we head to the home half of the first inning. Firebirds have scored at least 2 runs in every ball game this summer so far, so nothing to worry about just yet, Thomas.
Well, they haven't gotten their hacks yet, so got to pump the brakes there. Still a long game to be played here at Eldridge Park.
Southpaw on the hill today for the Brewster Whitecaps, set to face A.J. Lewis. First pitch, fastball misses outside for ball 1. Chandler Joswiak, the southpaw from Texas A&M, fires to A.J. Lewis, who pokes one into left center field, and that one gets down. Left fielder Solari scoops it out. Lewis a big turnaround first. He retreats back to the bag, and A.J. Lewis continues to hit for the Firebirds. He's had a hit in every game so far this summer.
It seems that Kelly Nicholson has found a home for Lewis. Lewis, for most of this season, has been in either the 1 or 2 spot in this lineup. Feels very comfortable having Lewis at the top of the order.
Zach Kokoska, who got a day off last night, reemerges in the lineup. He'll bat in the 2 spot right here against the southpaw. First pitch, fastball right down the chute for strike 1. Let's give you the Orleans lineup. A.J. Lewis leads off at first base after a leadoff base knock. Zach Kokoska in left field bats second. Max Troiani in center is waiting on deck. Joswiak set at the chest. Checks on Lewis, the 0-1 home. Fastball misses outside, and it's 1-1. Raymond Gilmanning, first base, will bat cleanup. Josh Zamora shifted to the hot corner out of Nevada, will hit 5th. Rob Emery, the DH tonight, bats 6th. Tanner Murray, the shortstop, making his Orleans debut, bats 7th. Here's the 1-1 home. It's a breaker that bounces low. Nice stop by the catcher, crouched behind the dish, and it's 2-1. Julio Marcano in the 8th spot. He'll play second, and David Avidia, the catcher, rounds out the order for the Firebirds. Against an 0-3 Brewster Whitecaps team who's hungry to pick up an early point here in their 4th game of the summer. 2-1 pitch, a fastball that ties up Kokoska. Shallow blooper to the left side. Pitcher comes over, but Joswiak is unable to get there, and it just drops foul, and it's 2-2.
And because Kokoska is a left-hander, that ball is ever so slicing away from the third baseman, Gage Workman, and Joswiak on the mound as well.
Kokoska, one of just 2 left-handed swingers that are on this Orleans squad at the moment. He's the only one in the lineup tonight. Jordan Lala gets the night off on the Birds bench. An aggressive lead from A.J. Lewis on first. A threat to go, already has 1 swipe this season. And Joswiak thinks that and goes that way to check on Lewis, but he steps back in. Brewster 1, Orleans nothing. A runner on first and nobody out in the home half of the first inning. Kokoska 1 for his first 8 this summer. 2-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Kokoska goes down swinging. First strikeout of the night for Joswiak, and there's 1 away.
Well, just speaking on that note, I have noticed that the radar gun out of the left field on the scoreboard has started to work here at Eldridge Park. Of course, this is only the second home game. First game, it was still down, so it's a great addition for us and for any fan or family that will come out to the ballpark.
Now Max Troiani, the batter for the Firebirds. The first pitch. Fastball misses outside. Back pick from the catcher, Crouch, but not in time. And it's ball 1 to Max Troiani. Talk about a hot start for Max Troiani. He reached base in 8 of his first 12 plate appearances this summer for the Firebirds. He is human after all. Did go 0 for 5 last night with a pair of strikeouts. But still in that 3-hole for Orleans tonight. The 1-0. A fastball, he's swinging and fouls it back, and it's 1-1. Troiani 5 for his first 14, batting .357, making his 5th consecutive start.
He's like a machine against Brewster, though, back on Wednesday. Reached base 4 of the 5 plate appearances.
2 for 3 day against the Whitecaps on Wednesday night with a pair of walks. Lewis aboard at first with 1 away. Here's the 1-1. Lewis running, fastball taken in there for a strike. Throw down from the catcher, Crouch, trickles into center field. Lewis is off and running. He's on his way to third and cruises in without a throw. So A.J. Lewis wreaking havoc on the base paths, steals his 2nd bag of the summer and advances to third on the error by Josh Crouch.
Well, that's what A.J. Lewis brings at the top of this lineup. Again, a guy that stole 17 bases back at Eastern Kentucky, picking up a stolen bag here early in this game.
So Troiani an early RBI opportunity with Lewis 90 feet away. 1-2 pitch home. Breaker that Troiani lays off of. They'll appeal down to first, but he did not go. And it's 2-2. Troiani already an early RBI this season. And 29 this past year at Bentley. Working with the wood bat all year long. Here's the 2-2. Fastball skied down the right side and out of play, and we'll do it again. Brewster 1, Orleans nothing, but the Firebirds threatening early. Runner 90 feet away with only 1 down. It's the speedy A.J. Lewis who swiped second, advanced to third on the error by the catcher, Josh Crouch. Joswiak set at the chest. Here's the 2-2. A breaker that's flared out of play by Troiani, and we'll do it again.
Good job there by Troiani just to get a little bit of the barrel. Just foul it out of play. Tough breaking ball there by Joswiak. Able to see another pitch here in this AB.
Red and black batting gloves tonight for Troiani, matching the numbers on the back of the jersey. Here's the 2-2. Fastball runs inside. Troiani dances out of the way, and the count runs full. Ray Gill awaits on deck for the Firebirds, first baseman out of the University of Miami. Seems like Kelly is starting to figure out a couple pieces in the heart of this lineup this summer. Payoff pitch flared into right center field. Right fielder shifting over. He camps under it. He's going to come up throwing. Throw to the plate. Will be not cut off and nails A.J. Lewis at the dish. What a play by Tyler Gentry in right field. Had a cannon to nail A.J. Lewis at the dish, who has showcased his wheels in the early going, and to take away a run from the Orleans Firebirds. Orleans scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave nobody left on base. What at the top of the second, 1-0 Brewster lead. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Brewster leads Orleans 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning here at Eldridge Park. That'll be the 5-hole hitter, beg your pardon, check that. 6-hole hitter, Brett Auerbach, second baseman from Alabama to lead off this frame for the Whitecaps. And what a throw by Tyler Gentry in right field. Had the speed of A.J. Lewis busting from third base, but nailed him at the plate. First pitch from Owen Sharts, bunted foul behind the dish for strike one.
Yeah, bunt hit off the edge of the barrel, almost had a lot of top spin on it, and Auerbach wasn't trying to make contact. Of course, he showed a bunt, but then was pulling back and still made contact.
Sharts back out there for his second inning of work tonight. The 0-1, a fastball misses low, and it's 1-1. Brewster got an early run thanks to some defensive troubles by the Firebirds in that first. An error charge to Tanner Murray. The 1-1. A breaking ball that just misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be Auerbach, Crouch, and Fago due up in this frame for the Whitecaps, 6, 7, and 8. Sharts with the tan glove in front of the face. Now Ruxin fires, 2-1. Fastball fouled out of play, and it's 2-2.
Of course, back when the last time these two teams faced off, it was the lower part of the lineup that really did some damage for the Whitecaps. It was a combination of Voigt, Fago, and Boulware.
2-2 flared out of play down the right side, and we'll do it again. And Boulware and Vogt not in the lineup tonight for the Whitecaps. Jamie Shevchik playing with a couple of his options this evening. Auerbach digs back in from the right side. Here's the 2-2. Fastball, hard chopper to the right side. Second baseman Marcano shifts towards his left. Throws on to first base for the first out of the frame. So Sharts looking pretty sharp so far in the early going. Worked around that error. And now Josh Crouch, the catcher from, listen to this, Thomas, State College of Florida Manatee, Sarasota. First pitch to Crouch. Fastball misses low for ball 1.
We did see Crouch make an appearance. I believe it was as a defensive change.
The 1-0 home, a breaker that fools Crouch, just had it on a string, and it's 1-1. Firebirds trail the Whitecaps 1-0 with 1 away in the top of the second inning. Crouch won for his first 3 this summer, the 1-1. Fastball nips the inside corner, and it's 1-2. Crouch's last appearance for the Whitecaps came against Orleans as a defensive replacement. The 1-2 home, a breaker that's just fought off, trickled up the third base side, and the count will stay at 1-2.
Back in that last game, I think there was 3 catchers used. Jamie Shevchik using all the catchers he had in that game.
If you've got options, man, why not go to them?
Exactly.
Sharts out of the winds-up, the 1-2. Fastball misses high above the letters, and it's 2-2. Whitecaps with their road teal uniforms, white lettering across the chest, white pants. For Orleans, it's their white home uniforms with red lettering across the chest. Here's the 2-2. It's a breaker that misses low, and the count runs full. And the nice red caps for the Firebirds with the black bills.
I have to say, I do like the teal jerseys. I don't know why. Just a big teal guy, I guess.
I thought I was blind. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball corked to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop Murray. Long throw in the hole and nails Crouch with ease. Tanner Murray makes up for his error back in the first and shows off the cannon, and there's 2 down.
Well, that's one way to make up for an error back in the first that would lead to a run. Well, make a tough backhand play in the hole, making it look easy over there at shortstop Tanner Murray in his first Cape League start.
First pitch to Eric Fago. A breaking bat hit to the left side, backhanded by Josh Zamora. His throw onto first base, scooped out of the dirt by Raymond Gill. So some fine defensive plays from the Orleans Firebirds as Sharts induces 3 groundouts and gets the Birds to the home half the second. Brewster 1, Orleans nothing, but the Birds coming up to bat. Listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Bottom of the second here at Eldridge Park, and the Firebirds trail the Whitecaps 1-0. Owen Shart's looking pretty sharp on the bump so far for Orleans, and now it's time for the bats to get going for Kelly Nicholson's squad. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Orleans. Ray Gill, Josh Zamora, and Rob Emery set to face the southpaw Joswiak. Chandler Joswiak, lefty on righty matchup. Southpaw shakes off the side. Now wheels and deals the first pitch to Ray Gill. Fastball catch the outside corner for strike one.
You mentioned getting the Orleans bats going. They almost went 5 innings without a hit yesterday. Last hit in the 4th, and then the 9th they got another hit, so almost 5 innings though.
The 0-1 home, a sweeping breaking ball that Gill fans through, and it's 0-2. Ray Gill batting .250 across the first 3 games. Went 1 for 3 last night with an RBI single. Here's the 0-2. Fastball up in the zone, strike 3. Gill cuts through the fastball. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. It's the second strikeout for Joswiak, and there's one away. So Josh Zamora will head to the dish for his first at-bat of the evening. Zamora digs in from the right side, and his first at-bat at Eldridge Park. Good result, Thomas. 2-run shot. First pitch to Zamora, fastball he swing, chops up the third base side. Fielded by the third baseman, Workman throw onto first base, nails Zamora. So the defensive range shown by Gage Workman, and the first baseman Eric Fago, a big target to throw to at 6'5", 245.
Yeah, using all that target on Fago. Workman's a little bit high, but Fago able to stretch up a little and still hold his foot on first base.
So Rob Emery, the next man up for Orleans. The DH from San Francisco. Chandler Joswiak standing tall from the third base side. Ruxin fires, first pitch to Emery. A breaking ball that Emery chops back to the backstop for strike one. Brewster 1, Orleans 0. 2 away in the bottom of the second inning. And Emery has gotten off to a good start to his second turn in the Cape. The 0-1 pitch. Breaker misses outside, and it's 1-1. Emery played 1 game last summer for the Harwich Mariners. Was with the team for a few days. Got in 1 game, went 0 for 1. But his second time around here on the Cape Cod Baseball League has treated him much better. 1-1, fastball runs inside. It's 2-1. Emery hitting .357, making his 5th consecutive start. Last time against the Brewster Whitecaps, hit a solo home run. 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses low, and the count's 3 balls and 1 strike. Emery, an All-West Coast Conference second-team honoree. Also getting it done in the classroom, Thomas. 3-1 pitch. Fastball runs inside, ball 4. That high GPA coming back to help Emery as he does the math as the economics major and works out a walk.
That's exactly right, you know. Peter Brand, the movie Moneyball, economics major out of Yale, so never know, Rob Emery.
Now Tanner Murray going to take his first licks as an Orleans Firebird. Shortstop from UC Davis going to dig in from the right side. Here's a kid I know Kelly Nicholson is excited to see in Orleans. First pitch, he's swinging and fouls it down the right side for strike 1. Firebirds trail the Whitecaps 1-0 with a runner on first base and 2 down here in the second inning. Murray batted .364 this past season at UC Davis, but the most impressive thing, the low strikeout numbers. 0-1 pitch. Breaker misses low, and it's 1-1. Just 15 strikeouts for Murray in 49 games.
You don't see that many times. That's such a low strikeout total.
Especially not in 2019.
Game. Yeah, today's game.
Emery on at first. He's got a 3-step lead. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. All Big West Conference first-team honoree. Led the Aggies in 10 different offensive categories. That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Led them in average runs, hits, doubles, triples, and slugging percentage, just to name a few. 2-1. Fastball flared down the right side. This will run onto the hill here at Eldridge Park. And the count evens up at 2-2. Julio Marcano awaits on deck if he gets the opportunity in this frame. And he's batting in the 8-hole despite leading the Firebirds and hitting in the early going. That's how many options Kelly Nicholson has to play with so far in the early part of the season. A lot of hot bats to start this season for the Firebirds. Emery's on it first with 2 down here in the second. Here's the 2-2. Breaker swung on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning, third of the night for Josiak. And the Firebirds go down without a run on the board. Orleans scores no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave one runner left on base. What at the top of the third? 1-0 Brewster lead. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Firebirds trail the Whitecaps 1-0 as we head to the top of the third inning here at Eldridge Park. 9-hole hitter Colin Davis will lead off the frame for the Whitecaps with Owen Schartz back out there for the Firebirds. Righty on righty matchup. Schartz working out of the winds-up. Here's the first pitch to Davis. He shows bunt and pulls back on the fastball that misses out of the zone for ball 1. Davis from Wofford, originally a Georgia native, making his first appearance in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Hit .302 this past season at Wofford. The 1-0, a fastball up in the zone, tipped into Ovidia's glove, and it's 1-1. Wofford known more for their basketball prowess the last couple years. I know that's the direction you were thinking in, Thomas. You're a big basketball guy.
You know I was going to bring up Fletcher McGee.
Big Fletcher McGee guy. 1-1. Fastball slicing down the right side, and this runs out of play, and it's 1-2. The all-time leader in three-pointers made for a career. Don't think I didn't know that.
Hey, I mean, big Miami basketball guy, so I figured, I figured you know that.
Wofford making a run into the round of 32 this year. The 1-2, fastball that's hit back to the screen as Davis loses the helmet. He'll pick it up with the gold locks showing through, and we'll do it again. They put together a run and really gave Kentucky a run for their money in that second game.
I have to say, my brother actually just graduated from Furman University, of course, also in the
They're
SoCon.
also in the tournament sometimes.
So the SoCon was a very competitive basketball conference this year. I don't think they got enough credit, UNC Greensboro in there, too, Wofford. I'm a big college basketball fan.
Oh, Thomas Zinzarella, big-time college basketball guy. 1-2. Breaker that's just fought off by Davis. Bounces back to us. No netting. You would have made the play, Thomas.
I would have, saw a little top spin on that one. That second hop wouldn't have eaten me up.
So Davis taking his time. He digs back in from the right side. Scuffles the dirt with his left foot. And the 1-2. Breaker up in the zone that Davis just flips out of play over the press box on to Route 28. And it's 1-2. This is Route 28. Correct?
It is Route 28,
okay, good.
Correct, yes.
I do know my Orleans geography at least decently well.
I mean, you know where pretty much the corner store is.
Yeah, I'm good. That's all I need.
That's all you need sometimes.
Go down the street. Go straight. 1-2. Fastball chop to the left side. Could be a tough play for the shortstop. Murray backhands it. Regathers, throw on to first, not in time. Pulls Gill off the bag. We'll see how that one scored, but you got to imagine that's an infield single.
Yeah, tough backhand play in the hole. Would have been tough for anybody to make. I mean, the only person I think could have made that one would have been Derek Jeter, but
I would love to know around baseball broadcasts, regardless of levels, How many times on a tough play to the shortstop, Derek Jeter gets brought up?
I think a lot.
Yeah, it's probably a safe bet.
Maybe Didi Gregorius, good defender. Anderson Simmons, though.
First pitch to Damon Dews misses up and away for ball one. The Whitecaps leading the Firebirds 1-0 with a runner on first base and nobody out in the top of the third. No good reason Derek Jeter comes up. Won just a fair share of Gold Gloves. Short set at the chest, the 1-0. Fastball right down Main Street, and it's 1-1.
So they do mark that down as an infield single for Colin Davis.
Derek Jeter won the Gold Glove 5 times at shortstop. Pretty good. Not too bad. 1-1 to Dews. Fastball misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Damon Dews 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out on the first pitch of the ball game to Max Troiani in center field. But the Whitecaps were able to score a run in that first inning thanks to an RBI groundout by Tyler Gentry. Runner on first base. Sharts a pickoff move over, and not in time. He had Colin Davis leaning towards second base, but sometimes a disadvantage to have a right-hander over at first.
Well, that's what I was seeing over their last pitch as well, where it just looked like Davis just kept extending his lead.
2-1, a looping curveball that's smacked the other way and out of play. And it's 2-2. So Dews back in from the left side with Davis dancing at first base. Shart's going to throw over there. It's in the dirt and picked out by Gill, but Davis dives back in. Davis stole 11 bags this past season at Wofford on 12 attempts. He's got some speed over there. Former wide receiver on the football field back in high school. And Shart's another check, and Davis clearly has his attention, but he dives headlong back in. Brewster 1, Orleans 0. A runner on first base with nobody out in the top of the third. Righty on lefty matchup. Sharts a deep breath. Here's the 2-2. Fastball smacked the other way. Davis was running, and we'll do it again. Dews, the redshirt sophomore out of Wright State. Just 2 for his first 11 this summer, and that's usually how a lot of these hitters go in the early parts of the year. Pitching usually ahead of the hitting, at least in the early weeks of June. A lot of adjustments to the wood bat going from the aluminum. Davis dancing over at first. Sharts a check on him. Gill applies the tag on the right hand, but Davis dives back in safely.
There have been some really close plays over there at first, but Davis just sneaking back every time.
Takes a glance at Davis at first. He's going to throw that way, and Colin Davis putting on a show himself over at first base, but he's back in once again.
Well, now it's 5 or 6 times that Davis has had a dive back in, and now he's starting to feel maybe a comfort zone of how far he can extend his lead off of first base now.
Here's the 2-2. Runners going. Fastball popped up behind the dish. Avidia just watches it fly over the woods beyond Route 28, and we will do it again.
Now, throughout this season, we have 22 home games and on to the playoffs. But at least one car going down Route 28 will get hit by a foul ball.
How many of them scream, "Let's go Cardinals" as well? That's got to be a tradition here at Eldridge Park. Sharts a check on Davis at first, and once again extends the right hand into that first base bag safely. 2-2 the count to the leadoff man, Damon Dews, with the Whitecaps leading the Firebirds 1-0. Davis adjusts the cap over at first base, has the attention of Sharts on the mound. 2-2, fastball flared into center field. Troiani ranging back in the left center field gap, trying to shade the sun, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Ball hit in nearly the same spot by Damon Dews in both of his at-bats, and Max Troiani, manning his second game in center in a row, is up to the task.
And Troiani, that at-bat, too, was shading well over towards the left center field gap. He was, from our vantage point, just a little bit to the right of the shortstop, Tanner Murray. Now he positions himself back to the normal position in center field.
Solari now the batter for the Whitecaps. First pitch home, pitch out, and Avita is able to corral it down for ball one. Larry got the offense started for the Whitecaps, singled with one away in the first, and came around to score on the RBI groundout for Tyler Gentry, who waits in the hole. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball hit to the left side, could be two, fielded by Murray, and he drops the baseball on the transfer. So Solari hit one, Taylor made for two, and Tanner Murray, who's struggling just a touch defensively tonight, commits his second error.
Yeah, look like if you're Owen Sharks, you're going to get out of this inning, but unfortunately, Murray just unable to secure the ball and trying to flip it on towards the second baseman, Marcano, maybe just trying to get it to second base before he actually caught the ball. Owen Sharks, though, he's been an impact. He's been unbelievable so far. 29 strikes, just 10 balls.
Sharks set at the chest. Gage Workman in from the left side. First pitch runs inside, almost clips Workman on the knees for ball one. And that's not the guy you want to allow a base runner in front of. Gage Workman in the 3 spot tonight for the Whitecaps, and rightfully so. The Arizona State Sun Devil, and all Pac-12 honorable mention this past year. Hit .333 for ASU. Here's the 1-0. Fastball chopped to the right side. This one will roll foul, and it's 1-1. Runners on first and second with one away in the top of the third inning, with the Whitecaps leading the Firebirds 1-0. Just the second home game of the summer for Orleans. They will play 7 of their first 9 on the road. They have 4 consecutive games away from Eldridge Park upcoming. Sharks a deep breath, the 1-1. A fastball rocketed down the right field line, hooking foul, and it lands that way. And it's 1-2. That was a swing from Gage Workman.
Yeah, that one was roped down the right field line, but Firebirds just are lucky to have just skip foul.
So Workman will trot back to the batter's box. Grab the lumber, dust off the spikes. 1-2 the count to the Whitecaps 3-hole hitter. Solari on at first, Davis on at second. Sharks set at the chest, and the 1-2. Breaking ball hit to the right side. Second baseman Marcano shuffles to his left. His only play is to first. He gets Workman, but a productive effort for Gage Workman, advancing both runners 90 feet.
Yeah, I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what Jamie Shevchik is going to be happy about. He pulls a ground ball on the right side, able to advance the runners now into scoring position, even though there are 2 outs in the inning. A base hit will score 2.
And it's the cleanup hitter, Tyler Gentry, who drove in the first run, and the only run so far of this ball game for the Whitecaps. An RBI ground out his first time up. First pitch to the right fielder. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball one. And Gentry's shown his defensive prowess as well. Showed off his cannon from right field, nailing the speedster A.J. Lewis trying to tag on a Max Sharani fly ball.
He's done it all.
The 1-0. It's a fastball flared to the right side. First baseman Gill comes over. He fields it. Underhand toss to Sharks covering at first. And nails Gentry as he falls down on the bag. And the side is retired. So a 3-1 put out on your scorecard, some PFPs, as the Birds get out of the jam. Whitecaps score no runs on no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We will keep it right here as we look around the league on a gorgeous Saturday evening. The Wareham Gatemen already beat up on the Hyannis Harborhawks 12-5, highlighted by a 3-run shot by Adrian Del Castillo. Katuitt leading Harwich late 7-5 in the 8th inning at Lowell Park. Bourne a 5-2 advantage over Falmouth in the top of the 6th at Arnie Allen Diamond. With Veterans Field about 10 miles up the road, the Chatham Anglers trail the YD Red Sox 1-0. So we'll step aside for a short break and be right back with the home half of the third. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. The Brewster Whitecaps lead the Orleans Firebirds 1-0 as we head to the home half of the third inning. Julio Marcano, the second baseman from NJIT, to lead things off for the Firebirds. Set to face Chandler Josiak, the southpaw, back out on the hill out of Texas A&M. First pitch home, fastball that runs inside for ball one. Julio Marcano, despite being from NJIT and despite batting in the 8th spot, leads the Orleans Firebirds in hitting. The 1-0 fastball misses upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Marcano 3 for his first 7, has a home run as well. Went 1 for 3 last night against the Wareham Gatemen and drove in a run. Had success against the Brewster Whitecaps as well on Wednesday evening, a 2 for 3 day in his Orleans debut with a solo shot. Here's the 2-0 home. A fastball rocketed into right field. Gentry coming on, slides and can't make the grab. Julio Marcano aboard once again. He reaches with the Firebirds' second base hit of the ball game. So Julio Marcano 4 for his first 8 as he continues to increase that on-base percentage above the 500 mark. And David Avidia, the catcher from Grand Canyon, in the 9th spot will take it.
Well, Tyler Gentry really trying to do it all with the glove. He's already done with the bat with the RBI and almost making that tough grab out there.
First pitch to David Avidia, he shows bunt, pulls back on the breaking ball. That catches the outside part of the strike zone. 0-1. Orleans trails Brewster 1-0 with a runner on first base and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. David Avidia has showcased the defense all season long so far. 0-1 bounces in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Bat's a little slow to get there, adjusting-wise for Avidia at the current moment. 0 for his first 8, including a strikeout off the bench last night.
Well, you can see Kelly Nicholson trying to manufacture a run here, having Avidia move the runner over after Marcano's leadoff single.
Avidia, no batting gloves from the right side. Southpaw set at the chest, checks on the runner at first. He's going to throw that way, and Marcano steps back in. Both of these teams offensively, just like the rest of the CCBL so far, average-wise have not gotten off to good starts. Firebirds is hitting a few ticks above the 200 mark. Brewster below the Mendoza line. Josiak a check on Marcano at first, and he's back in once again. And for those of you who are experiencing Cape Cod baseball for the first time, that's pretty standard, especially in the first week of June. The 1-1 home, a fastball Avidia swinging and punches it foul behind the dish, and it's 1-2. It's obviously important to remember that still plenty of guys on the way as well for both of these squads and the other 8 around the Cape. Super Regionals wrapped up on Monday afternoon. College World Series kicked off this weekend. Marcano increasing his lead at first. 1-2 home. Fastball hit into right field. Gentry ranging back. He takes a couple steps to his left, makes the catch. He's going to throw to first base, showcasing that rocket of an arm once again. But Marcano scampers back.
Yeah, Marcano took an extra big of a secondary lead there as he waited to see if the right fielder Gentry was going to make the grab or not, and ended up retreating. But Gentry trying to make another hero play out there. Would have been a heck of a play, but Marcano able to scamper back.
That'll flip it to the top of this Orleans lineup with A.J. Lewis. First pitch to Lewis. He's swinging and fouls it off onto the hill here at Eldridge. A bunch of kids gave chase for a souvenir for strike 1.
At one point, they used to send a boy or bat girl into the crowd to get that foul ball back and would not let you keep it. So if you're a little kid, you caught that thing and you start running.
0-1 pitch. Fastball that Lewis flares out of play, and it's 0-2. Where would you run, Thomas? Where would be the hideout spot, man?
I mean, I think you just start running around the middle school here, and then you make your way back around and just tuck that ball away.
Don't give it up unless anyone gives you a cool $20 bill.
Nowadays, you can keep it.
0-2 pitch. Fastball runs high and tight to A.J. Lewis, and it's 1-2. Whitecaps 1, Firebirds nothing. With a 1 on and a 1 out here in the bottom of the third. A.J. Lewis singled in the home half of the first. Stole second and then advanced to third on an error by the catcher, Josh Crouch. The 1-2 coming. Breaker bounces low. Crouch gets down to his knees to block it in front. And it's 2-2. And then Lewis, and all the speed he's displayed the first 4 games that he's appeared in, got gunned down at the plate by Tyler Gentry. It just shows you how good of a throw that was from Gentry.
It was a heck of a throw. Perfect bounce in the catcher. Crouch applying the tag, able to nab Lewis and prevent the Firebirds from scoring.
2-2 home. It's a breaker that misses low, and the count runs full. So now we'll see if Kelly Nicholson sends Julio Marcano in motion with a full count and 1 away. It's a chance to see what Kelly elects to do early in the season, see if there's any tendencies from Skip in 2019. Marcano not going, payoff pitch, high chopper to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop Dews. He's going to go to second. Errant throw trickles into right field. Marcano gets up, he'll move to third as the right fielder Gentry was backing it up. So a fielder's choice and an E6 charged against the shortstop Damon Dews puts runners on the corners for Orleans with only 1 away.
We talked about the breaks yesterday. Now the breaks are making their way back into this game as well, as with the error charge of the shortstop, Dews now sets up an RBI opportunity for the Firebirds with only 1 down.
So now an early chance for Orleans, and they trail this ball game 1-0. They've had some early offense in some games this season. The offense has teetered late in ball games through the early parts of the summer. And Zach Kokoska, boy, would he love a big hit right here. He's just 1 for his first 9, including a strikeout back in that first inning. Lefty on lefty matchup, runners on the corners with 1 away. And a check on the runner, Lewis at first base, but nothing doing. Firebirds trail the Whitecaps 1-0. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Zach Kokoska, the left fielder out of Kansas State, just waving that tan bat towards Josiak. Now Josiak set. Here's his first pitch. Fastball hit back up the middle, gloved by the shortstop Dews. Underhand flip to the second baseman Auerbach in time. A 6-4-3 inning-ending double play, and the Firebirds once again are unable to take advantage of a Brewster Whitecap mistake. Orleans scores no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave 1 runner left on base. And after the end of the 3rd, like we do most games here at Eldridge Park, we will head it over to Scotty Gage, who's trying to find his way through the rumble near the Orleans dugout and try and talk to Kelly Nicholson. Looks like Skip has emerged from the dugout, and we will send it over to our sideline reporter, Scotty Gage, who's standing with Orleans field manager, Kelly Nicholson. Scotty?
Thanks, guys. Coach, 3 innings through, we've seen a lot of composure on the mound for Owen Schartz. What have you learned from him through the first 3?
Yeah, he's got good tempo. He works down in the zone. He's got a good changeup. He's got a good breaking ball. Man, he's good out there. It's impressive.
On the offensive side, we've seen lots of guys kind of work their way through the counts and kind of long at-bats. What have you seen from that in terms of offensive approaches tonight?
Yeah, I think our approach is a lot better tonight. And hey, that guy on the mound's pretty good. So we're gonna have to really scrape for runs tonight against that lefty.
Thanks for it, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. Guys, back over to you.
And thank you, Scotty. That was the skipper for the Orleans Firebirds, Kelly Nicholson, along with our silent reporter, Scotty Gage. As we're back underway for the top of the 4th inning between the Brewster Whitecaps and the Orleans Firebirds, as the first pitch to Coletta Scott over towards left center field, and Troiani tracking it down in the left center field gap, and Colette put a charge into that one, but the wind pushing it in, and Troiani able to use some speed out there and track it down. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Owen Schartz. He's got 45 pitches through 3+ innings. Again, 33 strikes, 12 balls for the right-handed pitcher out of Nevada. Taking in from the right side is now Brett Auerbach, the second baseman. First pitch he sees is down in the zone for ball 1. Auerbach, the junior from Alabama, hit .270 this year with the Crimson Tide, as the 1-0 misses down in the zone once again. 2-0 the count. Auerbach had a 5-hit game, which matched the Alabama all-time record, as the 2-0 pitch just misses up and out of the zone for ball 3. Count runs 3-0 on the second baseman. As Sharks looks to work scoreless 4th inning here as the 3-0 is right down Main Street for strike 1. Again, 1-0 Whitecaps lead here in the top of the 4th from Eldridge Park. As a 3-1 Auerbach is just a bit too high as Auerbach tosses the bat. And we'll head over towards first base as the Whitecaps have a man on here with 1 down at the top of the 4th. And Josh Crouch, the catcher from Central Florida, steps in for a second, steps back out as he calls time. Gets a sign from the third base coach now. We'll tap home play from the right-handed side. Again, Auerbach off of first after the 1-out walk. Dancing over there as the first pitch to Crouch is skied up in the air towards right center field. Triani giving way to the right fielder Lewis. He camps under it for out number 2. A.J. Lewis getting his first start at right field the Escape League season. Seen that's most of the time second base, also DH.
I asked him the last time he played right field before today's ball game, and he said his freshman summer in the Northwoods League. It's been quite some time for Lewis out and right, but Coach says, hey, you want to go in the lineup? Sounds good, Coach.
That's the way it goes on the Cape sometimes, as the first pitch to Fago gets past the catcher of Vitia. Auerbach taking a strong turnover at second base as Fago. Again, the first baseman is due up for the Whitecaps.
And it's fun to watch A.J. Lewis play baseball. No matter where he is in the lineup, no matter what position he's playing, he does it all. He's happy to be out there, just a happy-go-lucky guy.
Well, he's an athlete. He can play many positions as the fastball couches the outside black for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count on Fago. A sophomore from Stetson is Auerbach is off a second with 2 down as a slow chopper down the third base side foul as Zamora backhands it, throws it back to Owen Sharts. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Fago. Again, Auerbach off a second here at the top of the 4th. 1-0 Whitecaps lead. It's been a gusty day here on Cape Cod, and the wind is picked up here at Eldridge Park as the 1-2 pitch this time hit in fair ground to the Zamora. Fields it, throws across the diamond over to Galen. Fago is retired. So the Whitecaps, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. After 3.5, it's the Whitecaps 1, the Firebirds nothing. We'll be right back. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. And welcome back inside Eldridge Park for the home half of the 4th inning as the Firebirds trail 1-0 to the Brewster Whitecaps. Leading things off is Max Troiani, the center fielder. 3-4-5 due up for the Firebirds in this half inning as they try to generate some offense here. Just haven't been able to get across the run after Lewis was cut down at the plate back in the first. 2 hits apiece for each side, 2 errors as well. But the Whitecaps at the lead on the run column as the first pitch, Troiani bounces in for ball 1. Get 17-mile-per-hour winds in Orleans right now. Wind blowing in from center field. As the 1-0 pitch, curveball at the knees for a strike. One ball and 1 strike to Triani as he taps the bat to his right spike and gets set again. 1-1 pitch to Triani. Curveball is cut on and missed for a strike. 2, 1-2 on Triani. He flew out his first time back in the first. Looks to get on here. This bottom of the 4th as the 1-2 pitch cut on and missed by Triani. Swung on the pitch in the dirt as Crouch with over down to first base to Fago, and Triani is retired for the first down. Make that strikeout number 5 for Joswiak. He's been sharp so far, as Kelly Nicholson pointed to in the interview with Scotty Ganger, a silent reporter. It is now Ray Gill, the first baseman for Miami. First pitch he sees, misses up and out of the zone for ball 1. Gill, of course, has a home run on the year as the 1-0 pitch is off the end of the barrel. Fouls it over towards the screen on the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on the first baseman. And some action over the Orleans Firebirds bullpen. A right-hander starting to warm up as Gill's 1-1 pitch is fouled at the plate. Will trickle back towards the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes now is the count. Again, been a quiet night so far for the Firebirds bats. Just had 5 hits yesterday as well in the tie, as the 1-2 pitch is spoiled off and fouled back behind the press box here in Eldridge. Yes, the sun begins to set from Eldridge Park as well. The temperature will continue to drop here as well. The 1-2 to Gill. Curveball just misses the outside edge of the plate as Gill tries to work his way back in this count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gill still going with the 1 batting glove on his left hand. It's a 2-2 to Gill. This one's fouled off the backstop here. McCushion behind home plate.
Sorry, Thomas. Gill comes from Miami, but you won't see him with 2 batting gloves ever. Even if it gets too cold, he'll sport 1, he'll sport none, but he will never go with both.
Very interesting. There is the 2-2 pitch, is a wave and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. Here to start things off in the bottom of the 4th inning. As there's quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, Firebirds trail 1-0. As Zamora tries to start a 2-out rally here and get things going in this home half of the 4th. Zamora with an open stance on the right side. First pitch he sees from the southpaw is a curveball at the belt for strike 1. Joswiak really has that curveball working well tonight. As the 0-1 pitch bounces in, hits off the umpire, Mark Delaney, the home plate umpire. Last 3 games, we've seen an umpire in the Firebirds game get hit whether it's a foul ball or a ball that bounces in on the arm. It's a trend that has, for some reason, just continued. As the 1-1 pitch to Zamora is cranked out towards right center field. Gentry going back and will make the catch out in the gap in right center. And that's a loud out, loud 3rd out. As the Firebirds retire to 1-2-3 here in the home half of the 4th inning. After 4, it's the Whitecaps 1, Firebirds nothing. We'll be right back. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Top of the 5th inning. Whitecaps holding a 1-run cushion lead over the Orleans Firebirds. 9-1-2 due up for the Whitecaps as they like to try to turn their the lineup around here. As it's Colin Davis. As of a few days ago, he was a Katua Kettleer and now finds himself wearing a Whitecaps uniform as the first pitch. Attempted bunt there by Davis, and unable to make contact. He was just starting to run down the first base line. Owen Sharp still on the hill for the Firebirds. 57 pitches as of right now. Again, still a right-hander warming in the Firebirds bullpen out in right center. As the 0-1 pitch is fouled back off the post. On the screen behind home plate, count 0-2. Davis steps out, restraps the batting gloves, kicks some dirt around. As he steps in towards the back of the right-hander's batter's box, chokes up on the bat as the 0-2 curveball is skied in the air down the left field line. Going down is Kokoska. It looks like it will drop down there foul. Tough angle for us to see down here.
There was a ball last summer that was hit by a Katua Kettleer, Adam Oviedo. Similar storyline, almost start of the summer. Was hit down that way, tailed towards the foul pole. It missed by a good 8-10 feet foul, just like that ball from Davis, but it was called a grand slam.
That's how it goes sometimes. Unfortunate call for the Firebirds last year as the 0-2 pitch is a curveball. This was cranked over towards the hole by shortstop. Murray backhands, gets up, throws across the diamond, and able to nab Colin Davis. What a play by Tanner Murray. A defensive web gem out in the hole.
Murray struggled a little bit earlier tonight, but hey, he's shown the leather a few times so far.
Well, that's the second, I guess, great play that Murray has made on the difficulty scale. They're up there. As the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Damon Dews at the knees for strike one. The left-hander wave his bat towards the pitcher, Sharts. As the 0-1 to Dews is grounded slowly over towards second baseman. Marcano takes a couple steps in, quick fire to first. Is in time, and Dews is retired for the second out. So, again, Whitecaps lead the Firebirds by a score of 1-0 here in the the top of the 5th inning. Nobody on, 2 outs here. It's the second hitter, Alaric Solari. He's reached base both times. He's been up a single and reaching on an error as the first pitch curveball just misses the inside edge for ball one. Solari was the man who scored on the ground out by Gentry, and that's the lone run so far as the 1-0 pitch is popped in the air but well out of play behind the hill on the first base side. Count is 1-1 strike on Solari. Tennessee has the burnt orange ankle guard, on the left foot as the 1-1 pitch is at the belt for strike two. 1-2 strikes. Is the count as Sharts tries to work a 1-2-3 inning. The only inning he did that was back in the second. 1-2 as Solari fouls it off his leg at home plate, so they'll do it again at 1-2. Solari also option to go with the high socks as well as the 1-2 is hit through the left side, through the hole, through another diving Zamora. A similar look to how Solari reached base back in the first on a single. One that was sharply hit through the left side of the infield was Zamora diving.
Yeah, and Solari, one of the best players in the country, without a doubt, all SEC first-team honoree. Got off to a sluggish start yesterday for the Whitecaps, but looks everything like we've seen so far, at least on film and what we've heard from him and what he's done at Tennessee.
So the Whitecaps trying to start a 2-out rally here. As the first pitch, Gage Workman sees through, throws it through the right side, and it gets through the glove of Marcano, trickling through, and is able to go first to third on that play was Solari. Again, a slow chopper on the right side of the infield, just getting through the hole as Marcano was diving once again. So a couple base knocks just squeezing through the infield on the left side of the infield and the right hole now. Have got the Whitecaps cooking here with 2 down. Back-to-back singles as it is now Tyler Gentry, the right fielder, as Kelly Nicholson comes out of the dugout and will single over towards the bullpen, and that will do it for Owen Schartz. 50 strikes, 18 balls. A good night for Owen Schartz. As of right now, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits. As of right now, the 1 run, it was unearned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Owen Schartz, sharp on the mound for the most part today. We'll have to see how the rest of this inning will play out. But as the new pitcher warms up, we'll step aside here in the top of the 5th inning. Again, runners on the corners with 2 outs. Whitecaps holding a 1-0 lead. We'll be right back. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Back here inside Eldridge Park for the top of the 5th inning. 2 down the inning as Workman stands off at first and Solarier off at third. As the new pitcher on the mound is Chase Wallace, sophomore native of Tennessee, plays his college ball in Tennessee. 9 appearances this past season for the Volunteers, only pitched 6 2/3.
And Wallace excited Matt Troop, the Firebirds pitching coach, the other day, saying, hey, he's only gone 6 2/3 at college. He's going to be here all summer. Very talented right-hand arm. Threw 2 scoreless innings against YD earlier in the week, and he's got a big jam to get through, though, with runners on the corners and 2 outs.
We saw Tim Miller as kind of a high-leverage guy, and Chase Wallace seems to be the next man up here for high-leverage situations. Struck out 4 over 2 innings against YD. He'll have to face Tyler Gentry. First pitch fastball just misses the outside edge for ball 1 again. Solarier standing off at third after his 2-out single. Then Workman able to squeeze a ball past Marcano on the right side of the right hole. And Solarier able to reach third. So runners on the corners with 2 down. 1-0 Whitecaps lead. 1-0 pitch is a laser right shot. 1 hop over towards the second baseman. Marcano corrals it, throws on to first. And the Whitecaps threat has been neutralized. So Brewster leaves, scores no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Chase Wallace able to come in and get the Firebirds out of the jam. After 4.5, it's the Whitecaps 1, Firebirds nothing. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Latter half of the 5th inning as the Firebirds look to try to tie things up here before things get too late. And again, they trail 1-0 as it's the DH Rob Emery out of San Francisco. We'll try to jumpstart this Orleans offense. So far, just 2 hits in the game. Joswiak has been lethal to this Firebirds lineup.
Yeah, he has. He has really neutralized an Orleans lineup that has scored a minimum of 2 runs per game this summer. And obviously that doesn't sound like a lot, but you look at this Brewster squad, they've struggled to score runs. They're 0-3 for a reason. They're towards the bottom of the league in hits and runs per game.
A.J. Lewis started off the bottom of the first with a single. The other hit coming from Arcano as the first pitch Emery sees, slices one, but right at the first baseman, Fago. Got a good piece of wood on it. Just if you get it over the big frame of Fago, that's in down the right field line, maybe for extra bases. So unlucky there for Emery as he lines out to the first baseman, Fago. So quickly one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Tanner Murray, the shortstop of Cal Davis. First pitch, the right-hander sees as a curveball at the belt for strike 1. Joswiak so far, 37 strikes, 22 balls, good for 59 pitches. We'll see how much longer he'll go in this game. Another curveball this time just misses upstairs. Can't even evens back up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Gotta say, just the way that Rob Emery has swung early this season, like you mentioned, put that one a little further up, might have had extra bases, but he's been really good with the lumber so far this summer.
1-1 to pitch. Catches the bottom part of the zone for Murray. Count 1-2, and he definitely has. Emery has looked sharp coming into this game. 5 for 14 coming in. As the 1-2 to Tanner Murray, fastball leave it up in the zone, cut on a miss for strike 3. So Murray goes down swinging for the second time this evening as Joswiak has 2 down in the inning. After the line out, now a strikeout from Murray, it's Julio Marcano. The first baseman, Marcano, has one of the 2 hits for the Firebirds as he takes a first pitch curveball for strike 1. Marcano was stranded over at third, back in the third. The 2 scoring opportunities, the Firebirds unable to cash in as the 0-1 pitch is skied down the right field side. Looks like it had the home run distance, but, I was up on the hill as kids would go chase for it. I was seeing kids going towards the foul pole, then all of a sudden kids going up towards the parking lot, so a little confused what was going on there. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Marcano. The 0-2 pitch, curveball down in the dirt. Marcano able to hold up. Joswiak really having that curveball working tonight. 6 strikeouts through 4 2/3 so far. Trying to get Marcano to go fishing. From the lineup once again, the 1-2 pitch to Marcano. Curveball cut on to miss as he goes down to 1-8. 1-2-3 inning worked. Make that 7 in a row now. That Joswiak has retired. So after 5, it's the Whitecaps 1, the Firebirds nothing. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base before we leave this half inning. We're going to head down to our silent reporter, Scotty Gaines. Scotty, what do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, we've got 2 fantastic fans. It's a grandma and granddaughter, and they're matching, as you guys can see. This is amazing. You said it wasn't planned.
Wasn't planned. Nope. She came last night with her mom and dad, and they're here for a week.
Brienne, you're here for a week. You're at a Firebirds game. Does life get much better?
No, not really.
I understand you have one of these little bats. Did you just get it?
Yeah, I got it over there at the shop.
So far, we're a few innings in. What's been your favorite part of watching baseball out here? I know that's a hard one. It's a lot of fun, huh?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go with know.
Guys, we're having so much fun. There was a dog here?
Yeah. Yeah, it was in front of me. It was really cute.
There was a dog in front of us, you guys, and things are great here. We're hanging out on the hill, and you said you're from Eastham. You love your Firebirds.
Eastham, I come to as many games as I can. Big baseball fan.
Guys, we're big baseball fans over here. I'm going to send it back to you because we're just going to kind of hang out on the grass here. It's fantastic. You guys are in uncomfortable chairs on the other side. We're having fun over here. It's a little windy, but it's a whole lot of fun. Guys, let's play some baseball, all right?
Well, life on the hill ain't too shabby after all. I mean, you could choose any spot on the hill and have a good vantage point of the ball game. So Chase Wallace back on the hill for the Fibers to face the left-handed hitting DH, DJ Collette. First pitch just missing for ball one. Collette so far 0 for 2, ground out victim and a fly out as well. Wallace working from the windup as he shatters his bat, loops one out to shallow left field. Kokoska takes about 2 steps in, camps under it for the first down. So now I believe we should get a broken bat total going here. I think Eddie McCabe snapped one yesterday. Now that is the second one from that we've seen this year in Collett.
Eddie McCabe really didn't want his bat either. He flung it in the direction of Jamie Quinn down at third base and then broke it, the next pitch?
The next pitch.
He didn't want anything to do with it.
He said, pitcher, throw it on the inner hands and I'll just swing at it as the first pitch to Auerbach. Misses the outside edge for ball one. Wooden bats can get a little pricey as well, depending on the brand name. As the 1-0 pitch, a chopper up the middle. Coming up is Murray charging in, throws across the body on the run, and Auerbach is retired as Murray makes the crisp play over at short. So 2 up, 2 down so far, as Wallace has looked sharp in relief. So now Crouch, the catcher, will try to change things here as, again, the Whitecaps, they lead 1-0 over the Fibers at the top of the 6th. Crouch 0 for 2 so far. First pitch he sees, he gets plunked right on the hip, tosses the bat over towards the on-deck circle, and water over towards first base. So now with 2 down in the inning, Whitecaps have a base runner, as that pitch just got away from Wallace. It's the 8-hole hitter, Eric Faggio, the big man out of Stetson. Weighs the bat on his shoulder, brings it up now as the first pitch fastball is at the knees on the outer half of the plate for strike 1. Wallace had been lights out until beaming Crouch on the hip as the wind continues to blow in from center field as Leo 1 bounces into the dirt. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, top of the 6th inning from Eldridge Park. Whitecaps lead 1-0 over the Firebirds as 2 down the inning. Crouch standing off at first. Righty-righty matchup is the 1-1, a curveball at the knees for strike 2. 1-2 the count on Faggio. Wallace looking for his first punch out. Again, he struck out 4 Whitey Red Sox back on Tuesday night over 2 innings. Glances over towards first net. Crouch kicks and deals towards home. 1-2 curveball freezes Faggio. And he goes down looking as Chase Wallace continues to look sharp. So the Whitecaps, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base after 5.5. Again, Whitecaps still holding a 1-0 lead, but we're going to send it back to our silent reporter, Scotty. You're back on the hill, I hear.
Thomas, I am back on the hill. When they talk about the Cape Cod Baseball League, they say where the stars of tomorrow shine tonight. But what you don't know is on the hill, the stars of tomorrow. I'm here with her right now. This is Brianne. We were talking to her briefly last inning, but I just learned that she was the number 2 gymnast for her age group in this state of Massachusetts. Tell me about that. That's amazing.
So I work really hard. I go to Sterling Gym, and Yeah.
And you love gymnastics, and you were amazing at it, apparently. Amazing. You guys.
Still here in the home half of the 6th inning. Josiak continues to deal here, now working on his 6th inning of work. 9-1-2, trying to jumpstart things for the Firebirds here. As David Avitia looks to start things off for the Firebirds. The catcher out of Grand Canyon. Will face the left-hander to the southpaw. First pitch to Avitia is popped up high in the air over towards the first base side. Fago will take a couple steps, but it will find the seats above the hill. 7 straight Firebirds have been retired dating back to the 3rd inning. Avitia is trying to change that here as Wozniak has found the groove. 1 curveball at the knees for strike 2. 0-2 on the catcher, David Avitia. Avitia had the start last time there in Brewster, went 0 for 3 with a run as the 0-2 pitch bounces into the dirt. Good stop by the catcher Crouch. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count. Avitia waves his bat over towards the pitcher. As the 1-2 pitch to Avitia, slicing over on the ground towards the first baseman. Fago scoops it up on a hop. Will take it himself over to first base, and Avitia is retired for the first down. As now the top of the order will roll back around. A.J. Lewis, he's got 1 of the 2 hits so far for the Firebirds. It's been a struggle on the offensive side of things. Again, Brewster leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out, nobody on. As Lewis will try to jumpstart this offense. Josiak has done it all for the Whitecaps, all that Jamie Shevchik could have asked for. First pitch, curveball misses the inside part of the plate for ball 1. Lewis showing bunt. Bunts went down the third base side. Perfect bunt. They're charging in as Workman. He'll just seat it as Lewis flies down the first base line and is able to manufacture a single. So he is now 2 for 3 on the evening. As A.J. Lewis, again, he has some speed as well.
This guy's really fun to watch, man. I know I said it earlier, but he just finds ways to get on base, does it all, plays any position you ask. He's got speed, toolsy guy out of East Kentucky, and watch this. I bet you he tries and takes off again like we saw earlier today.
It was a great read by him. I don't think he got a sign or anything as the first pitch fastball's on the outside edge for strike 1. He saw that Workman was not in on the grass, and with Lewis's speed, as long as he can put down a bunt, and that was pretty much a picture-perfect bunt. It was far enough away from Workman and far enough away from Josiak that neither of them could really get a good play on it. Lefty-lefty matchup as Kakaska lines one over towards the left field side. Racing back a little bit as Soler, just shy of the track, will make the grab. So, again, the Firebirds have got a couple good pieces of wood on some of these balls, but they're just not falling.
No, they have put some good swings tonight. That ball just a rocket shot the other way. And you mentioned it earlier tonight, just the wind is really knocking these balls down. 17 miles an hour of wind earlier today. It's a brisk night here at Eldridge Park as well. I don't know why I'm kind of being silly right now. I still haven't thrown on my pullover.
Josh trying to, I guess, hold out for how long he can not put the pullover on again. Winds gusting almost to 20 miles an hour. First pitch ball misses outside as Crouch will throw down over towards Fago. But Lewis back in safely as the throw is in foul ground.
The blood is definitely thin for me, Thomas, since going down to Miami. It's, what, 65 degrees right now? And you would think that would be pretty warm growing up in New York, and it's cold.
It is cold. Another New York native, Max Trani, at the plate. So 1-0 fastballs on the inside corner. First strike, 1-1 ball and 1 strike to count. And Josiak has pretty much been untouchable this evening. Again, 3 hits, including 2 for Lewis. He stands off for first. As the 1-1 pitch is fouled at the plate, hits off the back of Troiani. Again, 2 down in the inning here from Eldridge Park. Firebirds again trail 1-0, and Lewis was thrown out at the plate back in the first. And that has really been it. The throw from Gentry over right field, able to gun down A.J. Lewis, and that has been it. The Firebirds' best chance so far was to tie it up in the first, but Gentry with a spectacular defensive play. Trani waits. The 1-2, Lewis running towards second base. A high chopper back to the pitcher, Josiak. Throws across his body over to first base after he spun around. And the Firebirds are retired here at the end of the 6th inning. Again, Firebirds, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. It's been hard to come by for the Firebirds in the hit and the run department, but the Firebirds still only trail by a score of 1-0 after 6. Goes to Firebirds baseball. Or excuse me, we're going to send it over to Scotty Gaines. Scotty, what do you have for us?
I'm almost kind of making my way slowly but surely up the hill, and now I'm right here in right field. But I saw something at the beginning of the game that was pretty interesting to me. All the pitchers right in front of me are laying down with their eyes closed, visualizing. Kelly Nicholson, he's big on that. You know, every guy on the team wears the wristband that says breathe on it. He's all about slowing down your motion, visualizing success and all that. And right behind me, right before that actually, they were doing a test. There was 100 numbers all jumbled up on a piece of paper. They had 5 minutes to get as many of them in order as they could. Normally the guys get up to like 37, 38. They don't do a very good job at the beginning, but from what I've heard, pitching coach Matt Troop told me at the end of the year it gets way better and helps guys kind of just get those brain wiring, get it early, get it often, and it gets you just more into the game. No phones are allowed for pitchers once this starts at about 2:45 p.m. for the 7 p.m. game. So these guys, they're staying off Twitter, staying off Instagram until after the game is over, all in the name of Kelly Nicholson and Matt Troop. I just thought it was pretty interesting. It's going to be a fun story to follow as we go through this season. Visualizing success, slowing down the mind. I'm going to take a few deep breaths before I make my way back over there to hang out with you guys. Back over to you guys. Let's play some ball.
Thanks, Scotty. Very interesting stuff from our sideline reporter, Scotty Gaines. Scotty, how many do you think you would get on that concentration test?
Very, very well. I was looking over the shoulder of the guys. I found like 6 or 7, and I was looking for like a minute. So I need a full season, that's for sure, you guys.
We'll see how you do later on in the summer. We might all take that test. I'm sure Kelly would let us give a try at it.
We all should take it. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, it's like in the movie The Miracle, they take a test. Why not take a test here on the Cape?
So we'll see if Kelly Nicholson gives us that opportunity, and his squad trails the Brewster Whitecaps 1-0 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Chase Wallace back out there. His first pitch to the right-handed swinger Colin Davis misses low for ball 1. Davis tonight, 1 for 2, singled back in the 3rd and was stranded 90 feet away from scoring. Slightly open stance from the right side. Wallace, the big righty on the mound, rocks and fires the 1-0. It's a fastball that misses outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Wallace entered this ball game in the 5th inning, got the Birds out of a jam, stranded a pair of runners on, tossed the scoreless 6th, and he's back out on the bump for Orleans here in the 7th. 2-0 the count to the 9-hole hitter Colin Davis. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that runs outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Davis playing in his first game for the Brewster Whitecaps this summer. Out of Wofford College, not necessarily known as being a baseball powerhouse. 3-0. Fastball catch to the outside corner, and it's 3-1. He's got plenty of athletic lineage in his family. His mom played soccer at Alabama. His dad played football for the Crimson Tide. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's a fastball that nips the outside corner to the displeasure of Davis, and the count runs full. How about this? His grandpa, Ted, played 9 years in the NFL. Started on the gridiron with the Saints, Colts, and Dolphins. And hey, you know, it's a generational thing. From the grandpa to the parents, even the kids. Colin's brother, Connor, plays baseball at Auburn. payoff pitch, high chop to the left side, and this rolls foul, and we'll do it again.
Well, sports for sure runs in the Davis family.
Not in the White family.
Not in the White family.
I might be the most athletic person in our family, and I'm currently sitting at a broadcast table watching the Cape Cod Baseball League. 3-2 the count to Davis. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball sky down the right side into what's a gorgeous night here at Eldridge Park. And we will do it again. Brewster 1, Orleans nothing. Nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. Damon Dews, the left-handed hitting shortstop, awaits on deck for the Whitecaps. Davis back in from the right side. Here's the 3-2. Breaker misses low and in, and the count will allow Davis to reach base. An interesting decision by Chase Wallace to throw the fluttering breaking ball in 3-2, and it's a leadoff walk for Davis.
Got to have a lot of confidence in that curveball that you could throw it for a strike, and Wallace almost had it there. Just need a little bit more movement on that, break on it. Would have had the punch out.
So Damon Dews will bat for the 4th time tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of flyouts and a ground out. Righty on lefty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Davis running. Fastball shot in to center field. It's the shortstop. Zamora is there. Beg your pardon, Murray is there. And he applies the tag on the double play. And the runner at second, Davis, is not moving anywhere. And now he's gone. So Murray was shifting towards the bag with the hit and run on. Made the catch and applied the tag on the 6 unassisted double play.
Yeah, I don't know if he probably thought that was the throw over to second base. I don't know if he probably heard the crack of the bat, but he had a long conversation with the umpire over there in Rick Emerson, so don't know what they're talking about, but.
First pitch to Solari, chopped to the third base side. Zamora is there, backhands and throws across the diamond, and the side is retired. So Chase Wallace, another scoreless inning out of the pen, works around a leadoff walk as the Whitecaps go down with the minimum here in the 7th. We've reached stretch time here at Eldridge. 1-0 Brewster lead. Birds trying to get the bats going. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. The Brewster Whitecaps with a 1-0 lead over the Orleans Firebirds. And a welcome sight for the Firebirds. Chandler Josiak, done after 6 scoreless innings, only surrendered 3 hits, walked 1, and struck out 7. And the right-hander Billy McKay to take over. His first pitch to a pinch hitter, Jordan Lala, misses outside for ball 1. Lala, the speedy outfielder from the University of Miami, pinch hitting for his college teammate Raymond Gill, who went 0 for 2 today. 1-0 pitch from the sidewinder, runs inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
The catcher Crouch there holding that one for quite an extensive period of time. Maybe thought that was in there for a strike. look pretty good, as you mentioned, the sidearm type of pitcher.
Here's the 2-0. It's a fastball that's hit to the right side. Second baseman who was inserted into this ball game, Bolware earlier, tosses to first for the first out of the inning. So Jamie Shevchik continues to punch the right buttons in this ball game. Again, Chandler Josiak, 6 strong innings, just surrendered 3 hits, walked 1 and struck out 7. And for Orleans, 2 of those hits tonight have come from A.J. Lewis.
I'm sure Kelly Nicholson and the rest of the Orleans lineup is happy that Josiak's out of the game. Maybe not A.J. Lewis because he has 2 of the 3 hits, 2 for 3 in the game as well.
First pitch to Josh Zamora in there for strike 1. Brewster 1, Orleans nothing. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Zamora 0 for 2 today. Big open stance from the right side, 0-1. Fastball right down the chute, and it's 0-2. And the move makes sense if you're Jamie Shevchik, bringing in a sidewinding right-hander with 8 hitters at the time in this Orleans lineup, right-handed swingers. Here's the 0-2. It's a breaking ball that runs low, and the count's 1-2. Rob Emery to follow. He waits on deck for Orleans. The DH has the 3rd hit. It was a walk for Emery back in the 2nd. Here's the 1-2 from McKay. Fastball runs upstairs. Great reflexes by Josh Crouch to come out of the crouch to make the grab, and it's 2-2. So Zamora trying to increase that average. He's just 2 for his first 14 this summer. 2-2. It's a fastball grounded to the left side. Third baseman Workman comes over and bobbles the baseball. So Josh Zamora reaches on the slow roller to the left side. We'll see how that one scored. But got to imagine it's an E7 charged against E5, I beg your pardon, charged against Gage Workman. Getting a little ahead of myself. That ball not out to left.
You can tell it's June Cape League baseball here on the Cape. Again, these are the type of breaks that the Firebirds just sometimes may need. You know, getting a man on base due to an error. Zamora was hustling down that first base line as well, making a difficult play for Workman.
So it is officially scored an error on Gage Workman, and Zamora reaches for the first time tonight. Now the batter is Rob Emery. His first pitch home is flared down the right side for strike 1. We are going to be joined by a very special guest after this half inning. I'm not going to spoil it for the fans. I love this guy, man. I'm so happy we get to have him here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Good dude for sure.
Brewster leading Orleans 1-0 in what's been a pitcher's duel here at Eldridge Park. Birds with just their 5th base runner of the night, the 0-1. It's a fastball cut on and missed, and it's 0-2. And it comes from an error. 3 hits, a walk, and now an error charged against the Brewster Whitecaps. Zamora's on at first. Emery back in from the right side. He drew a walk back in the 2nd. Lined out on a hot shot to Eric Fago, the first baseman in the 5th. 0-2. Breaking ball waved out and missed, strike 3. That sweeping breaking ball from Willie McKay fools Rob Emery, and there's 2 away.
Now that between Josiak and McKay, they have faced 24 batters. 8 of the 24 Firebirds hitters that have come up to the plate have struck out. These Brewster pitchers have been very effective, and they are not messing around. They're attacking hitters early. And 2 sweeping sliders there from McKay, really able to strike out Emery. They were good looking as well.
First pitch to Tanner Murray, plunks him on the back of the right foot. He'll trot down to first base, and that's exactly what you need sometimes to start a rally. Just standing at the box and taking it off the back of the right foot.
First pitch as well. He tried to go back to the slider that he got Emery to strike out on this time. Just at the ankle area, and it just did not bite at all. So the Firebirds may have something brewing here after the error. Now a hit by pitch, but there aren't 2 outs in the inning. Let's see if Marcano can come in the clutch.
So Julio Marcano has been the guy for the early parts this summer for Orleans. Leading the team in hitting right now, 4 for his first 9. And the second baseman from NJIT batting with 2 on and 2 out here in the 7th, with the Firebirds leading the Whitecaps, trailing the Whitecaps 1-0. First pitch to Marcano, fastball misses upstairs for ball one. Marcano this past season at NJIT, 31 RBIs in 42 games, an A-Sun second-team selection. He's got Murray on at first, Zamora in scoring position at second, and William McKay, who's been a tough nut to crack on the mound. The 1-0. Fastball misses upstairs above the letters of Marcano, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
We'll have to see what McKay goes to here. You know, he's in a jam right now. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Marcano ahead in the count, 2-0. Let's see if he's going to throw the fastball, if Marcano can jump on it.
It's been the best scoring opportunity all night for Orleans. They did have A.J. Lewis 90 feet away in the first, but got gunned down at the plate. 2-0, a big hack and a miss from Marcano on the fastball, and it's 2-1.
And Marcano was also stranded over at third base back in the third as well.
Birds faithful starting to get into it here in the later innings at Eldridge Park with the Firebirds down a run. And now Marcano steps out of the right-handed batter's box. Brewster 1 run on 4 hits, 3 errors for the Whitecaps so far. No runs on 3 hits and 2 errors for Orleans. McKay set at the belt, 2-1. Fastball blown right past Marcano, and it's 2-2. So a chance for Julio Marcano to get the job done. Murray's on first, Zamora off of second. And Marcano had a single back in the third. Hit a solo home run his last time against the Whitecaps. Boy, would Orleans love that right here. 2-2. Fastball chopped to the right side, off the bag, under the glove of Eric Fago, and trickles into shallow right field. Zamora is held up at third. The throw goes into second and gets past the shortstop twos. Zamora scores all the way from second base on a pair of errors from the Brewster Whitecaps, and we are tied at 1 here at Eldridge Park. June baseball here on Cape Cod.
It looks a little bit like Wareham yesterday after some of the plays, just seesawing around between different fielders there. I mean, just a series of unfortunate events for the Whitecaps, and that's the play we all knew that the Firebirds were going to tie this game up on. Just a casual ground ball over to first base. Anyway, the Firebirds have tied it up here.
So it's an E3 charged against the first baseman, Eric Fago. And then there's got to be another error on the throw. It's not listed at the moment, but you'd have to think it's a 2-error play. First pitch to David Avidia in there for strike 1. There's 5 errors on the scoreboard out in left field. That brand new, gorgeous scoreboard out in left. There's 4 on Point Street. Which way do we go?
I don't know.
Marcano's on second. Murray 90 feet away. The 0-1. A breaker that misses low, and it's 1-1. So it's definitely an E3 that allowed Marcano to reach. But there's got to be another error, and there it is. We finally have the error. The 1-1, a fastball that misses upstairs, and it's 2-1. They charge the error again, Eric Fago. So he makes 2 errors on the play. You got to feel for this kid. And allows Orleans to score a run, and they're still threatening with 2 in scoring position and 2 down. And what's a brand new ball game? 2-1 pitch. Fastball, hot shot right to the third baseman, Gage Workman, who used all of his 6'5" frame to take away David Avidia's first hit of the summer and keep this game tied at 1. As the Firebirds are able to get a run on the board, Orleans scores 1 run on no hits, 3 errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. We are through 7 complete innings here at Eldridge Park. Firebirds and Whitecaps are tied at 1, and Scotty Gange has made his way more than 400 feet to dead central. Scotty, who you got next to you?
Hey, first off, can you see me out here? I'm the guy waving the flag.
Yes, we can. You look great.
Oh, we look good. And you guys, we've got so many interns around here. We've got to introduce ourselves to one. As we said, it's Saturdays in center, and so we're hanging out right here with Sam Arteca, who not only is a game day intern, but you also got a pretty cool thing that you're doing with the team, Sam.
Yeah, so I'm working with some of the coaches, just looking at different statistical stuff, scouting pitchers, teams, and just kind of, seeing who hits the ball where, pitchers, top, pitches, speed, and just kind of getting some experience that helps out with my major at Syracuse, sport analytics. So it's been a good time.
A sports analytics guy, a very smart guy out here, much smarter than me. You're the genius in this conversation. You talk about spray charts, stuff like that. It's very interesting to me. For you and for the team, what's the goal in doing all this analytical basis stuff? Is it to improve the means of coaching, the playing? What's the main goal in that?
I think it's just trying to, see what advantages we can have, but, right before first pitch even starts. I mean, there's just so much out there from, spray charts, like you said, different statistics, what they've done the last 7 days, what they've done kind of last month, last time we faced them. So, stuff that we can do before the game actually starts to get some kind of edge, whether it be offensively, defensively, especially late innings, where that one tip could really prove helpful in a close game.
Definitely not your average ball club. And Sam, you're pulling double duty here. You're a game day guy too. You're working parking, you're working retail, a little bit of everything. Are you having fun?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you really can't beat summers on the Cape, especially with this league. It's the best summer league for the top college talent. So, just working, whether it be parking, like you said, retail, taking, donations and handing out programs, all that sort of stuff. So it's really great, really having a fun time. And thankfully it's only game 2 and we got, over 20 games to go and we got the All-Star game. So.
And a great game it is. Sam Marteca, thanks so much for the time. We're going to send it back to baseball because we have a phenomenal matchup right now between Brewster and Orleans. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Scotty. Great to hear from Sam Marteca and a bunch of these Orleans game day interns as well. Brand new ball game here at Eldridge Park. Firebirds and Whitecaps tied at 1 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. First pitch to Gage Workman. It's a fastball on the inside corner called strike 1. New arm into the ball game for Orleans. It's the big right-hander from Texas, Cameron Fields on the bump. Righty on lefty matchup. Fields out of the windup, the 0-1. Fastball runs high and outside, and it's 1-1. So if you were wondering how Kelly Nicholson was going to manage taking Jordan Lala out of the game and moving Rob Emery to first base, he found a way and put in a two-way player on the mound. The 1-1, a fastball flare down the left field line. Left fielder Kokoska gives chase, but this lands foul, and it's 1-2. Cam Fields making his second appearance out on the bump for the Firebirds. He tossed an inning against the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox 4 nights ago. Got tagged for 3 runs on 3 hits, walked 1 and struck out 1. But it's the guy that Nicholson will rely on here in at least the 8th inning. No one else warming up in this Orleans bullpen with the heart of this Brewster lineup up. Workman, the 3-hole hitter, with Gentry and Collette to follow in the frame. Fields ahead 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball flared into shallow left field. Center fielder Troiani on the run, lays out, and he can't get there. This one dances past the left fielder Zach Kokoska. Chugging up to second base is Gage Workman, and he slides in safely. So a bloop double flared into shallow left center field. Max Troiani was shifted to left center. He came over, laid out, could not make the grab. Kokoska picked it up, threw into second, but not in time. So Gage Workman with a hustle double, his second hit of the ball game, and now Tyler Gentry will bat for the Whitecaps. Gentry, the cleanup man tonight. He's 0 for 3, but does have an RBI. And his biggest play of the night came on the defensive side. Gunned down A.J. Lewis with a cannon from right field, trying to tag in that first inning. David Avidia, the Birds catcher, going to come out and have a word with Cam Fields on the mound. Let's give it the final line as well for Chase Wallace. He was stupendous for Orleans. 2 1/3 out of the bullpen, got the Birds out of a couple jams. Walked 1 and struck out 1 in scoreless baseball. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch to Tyler Gentry. He shows bunt and bunts it foul right back our way for strike 1. Orleans and Brewster squared at 1 apiece here in the top of the 8th inning. Gage Workman leads off of second base, and Jamie Shevchik trying to play some small ball. Might be his cleanup man Tyler Gentry at the dish, but every run counts. Runs have been hard to come by in this ball game, just 2 between both sides. Field set at the belt. Gentry squaring, bunts this ball off the shin guard of David Avidia and rolls foul, and it's 0-2. So you'd have to imagine the bunt will be called off with 2 strikes on the cleanup man, Tyler Gentry. Gentry out of the University of Alabama. Had a pretty good year for the Crimson Tide. Batted .310 with 13 long balls. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses outside, and it's 1-2. Gentry, quite the journey to get here to Cape Cod. 1 season at Walters State Community College. Hit 18 long balls that year during his freshman season. Then played this last year for Alabama, the Arlington, Tennessee native. Field set at the belt, checks on the runner at second base. Here's the 1-2. Fastball spiked in the dirt, but Gentry went around. Ovidio will toss it down to first base to complete the strikeout. Huge punch out for Cameron Fields, and there's 1 down. So the big right-hander, Cam Fields, all 6'4" of him, gets the strikeout. And now TJ Collette, the big DH, will dig in from the left side. And will Orleans elect to intentionally walk Collette to set up the double play? It does not seem that Orleans will go that way. Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch from Fields. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Collette's 0 for 3 tonight. He's gotten off to a slow start this summer. Just 1 for his first 12. It's the 33rd best overall draft prospect by D1 Baseball in next year's draft. Here's the 0-1. Fastball runs high in sight, and it's 1-1. Collette, a rising senior for the Wildcats, former 40th round draft choice by the Minnesota Twins. Workman's off of second with 1 away here in the 8th in a 1-1 ball game between the Whitecaps and the Firebirds. Fields checks on Workman. Here's the 1-1 home. It's a fastball runs low and inside, just above the shoe tops of Collette, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Kobe Boulware waiting on deck for his first plate appearance. Came in as a defensive replacement early in this ball game for Brett Auerbach. Workman dancing off second, 2-1 from Fields. High chopper rolled up the right side, but this ball is foul, and it's 2-2. Collette, a preseason first-team All-SEC honoree this past year, but average-wise did not live up to the expectations. Just batted .259. Did drive in 40 runs for Kentucky, and trying to do that here and pick up his second RBI this summer for the Whitecaps. There is a lot of room in the outfield for this Brewster squad to hit to right now. And Fields steps off the mound. A.J. Lewis is in right center field in a straight line with the Orleans bullpen. Center fielder Max Shrine is playing left center, and Zach Kokoska shifted deep to left towards the foul line. 2-2. It's a fastball hit to the right side. Backhanded play by Rob Emery. Gets to his feet and loses the baseball. So Rob Emery was able to keep that ball in the infield and prevent an RBI single for TJ Collette. Might have had a play at first base with a slow-running Collette, but Collette reaches on the error, and it's now runners on the corners with 1 away. So we'll see how that one is scored, but you got to give Emery a lot of credit to keep that ball in the infield. But then rose to his feet and dropped the baseball in the transfer.
Well, it seems a theme for the last couple games have been, let's see how it's scored. I mean, there's so many ways that a lot of these plays can be scored.
Colby Boulware, the batter. First pitch, wild pitch off the glove of Avidia, rolls to the backstop, and Gage Workman scores from third. So Workman showing off the wheels here in the 8th. A hustle double on a bloop shot to left, and now scores on a wild pitch to the backstop, and the Whitecaps regain the lead. It's 2-1.
Well, you knew Brewster, after Orleans tied things up in the bottom of the 7th inning, that the Whitecaps are going to try to come out swinging, and they have done so far in this half inning.
Runner on second now with 1 away. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Kobe Boulware, a rising redshirt sophomore who plays his ball at Arkansas. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, hot shot to the right side. Julio Marcano shifted up the middle. He throws high to first base. Rob Emery corrals it for the second out. As TJ Collette moves to third on the ground out after the wild pitch, and the Whitecaps looking for an insurance run just 90 feet away. So it's scored as a single, so TJ Collette gets an infield single. Probably doesn't have too many of those to show for. And Josh Crouch, the catcher. Are you ready for it once again? State College of Florida Manatee, Sarasota. First pitch to Crouch. Check swing, fouls off to the Orleans dugout for strike one. That's a tongue twister and a mouthful.
Just had to say it every time, you know.
State College of Florida Manatee, Sarasota. The junior originally from Sebring, Florida, back in from the right side. Here's the 0-1. It's a fastball cut on and missed, and it's 0-2. So Collette 90 feet away with the Whitecaps leading the Firebirds 2-1 with 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. Fields is 0-2. Fastball misses low and outside, and it's 1-2. So in the 8th inning, Orleans will have the top of their lineup due up. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. Avidia just throws his chest at it and knocks it down in front of the dish. That's a run-saving block from David Avidia, and we'll do it at 2-2 now. So 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Collette 90 feet away, 2-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. So Cam Fields gets out of the jam, but the Whitecaps take the lead. They score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the home half of the 8th here at Eldridge Park. Whitecaps lead the Firebirds 2-1. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Firebirds down to their final 6 outs here at Eldridge Park, with the Brewster Whitecaps leading the Orleans Firebirds 2-1. Top of the lineup for Orleans, A.J. Lewis to lead things off here in the 8th against the tough right-handed sidewinder Willie McKay. Lewis digs in from the right side. Here's the first pitch from McKay. It's a fastball that runs inside for ball 1. McKay tossed a scoreless 7th for the Whitecaps. Gave up an unearned run. McKay set at the belt. Here's the 1-0. It's a breaking ball that almost clips Lewis on the foot. He moves out of the way, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Firebirds didn't have a single hit in that 7th inning, but manufactured a run on 3 Brewster errors. 2 on the same play against Eric Fago. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses high and outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. So A.J. Lewis, who has been aboard twice tonight, singled in the first and had another base hit in the sixth with a bunt single. He's trying to reach for the third time this evening. 3-0, fastball misses outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk for A.J. Lewis to kick off this eighth for Orleans. So Lewis continues to do it all for the Firebirds. He showcased his wheels earlier tonight. And we'll see if Jamie Quinn and the Firebirds send him in motion. Lewis takes a glance down to Q at third base, gets the sign, and now we will get a meeting on the mound.
Well, Lewis is the guy that's done it all for the Firebirds so far today. Singled twice, now reached base via the walk here. And he reached on a fielder's choice as well. What a quick meeting as well on the mound, just maybe talking situational there for a second or two.
So meeting adjourned on the mound. A.J. Lewis off of first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Zach Kokoska 0 for 3 tonight. Righty on lefty matchup. McKay set at the belt. Here's the first pitch. Kokoska squares, pulls it back on the fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Lewis already 2 stolen bases in as many tries this season. He swiped 17 bags this past year at Eastern Kentucky. Third baseman Gage Workman about 3 steps in on the grass from the third base side. 1-0 from McKay. Koska squares, fans right through the bunt, and it's 1-1.
Kelly again, and Jamie Quinn as well over at third base, showing that they will play a little small ball here, trying to get a runner in scoring position.
Kokoska grounded into a double play back in the third. It was a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play to neutralize the Firebirds' first and third threat. He's squaring around the 1-1. It's a fastball misses upstairs, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Brewster 2, Orleans 1. The Firebirds down to their final 6 outs on their home turf here in Orleans, Massachusetts. Kokoska, the junior outfielder from Kansas State. He's squaring around. McKay set the 2-1. So fastball misses outside, and now it's a good hitter's count for Kokoska at 3 balls and 1 strike. So we'll see if the bunt's still on with a 3-1 count to Kokoska at .330 this past season for Kansas State. He squares around. A 3-1, it's fastball bunted foul to the left side, and the count runs full. So we talked about some early June baseball here on Cape Cod. 7 combined errors so far, 5 coming from the Whitecaps. And we've seen some small ball plays not be able to get down.
And this is a game when we saw 6 errors in yesterday's game.
Will we get 8 tomorrow? There are 2 games, so you never know.
We get 2 games combined errors, you never know. Yeah, exactly.
Lewis on first. Kokoska still squaring. Payoff pitch. Bunted up the third base line. Workman's going to let it roll. It's trickling up the third base bag. It's a fair ball. And now it's foul. So Jamie Quinn ruled it fair before the home plate umpire gave a signal. Workman even thought it was fair. Started running after it down the left side. And so Kokoska goes down with a strikeout. And Jamie Quinn wanted an explanation.
He did. It looked like he was in agreement with the umpire, so no bad terms there. I was hoping that thing kicks the base and just goes fair. Workman was just backing off that one because he saw it was in the direction of moving foul, but just couldn't quite keep it in fair of Kokoska.
So there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. This game continues to be wacky just like last night. Max Troiani, the batter. But first, the check over from McKay on the runner at first. Brewster 2, Orleans 1. Runner on first with 1 away here in the 8th inning. Troiani's 0 for 3 tonight and struck out swinging back in the 4th. Righty on righty matchup. McKay another check on Lewis at first base, who dives back in. Troiani came close to driving in a run back in that first inning. Hit a deep fly ball to right field, but Tyler Gentry made a heck of a throw to save a run for the Whitecaps.
Been the difference so far in this ball game.
First pitch, Lewis running. Fastball misses outside. Throw down from the catcher, Crouch. In time. What a throw by Josh Crouch to nail the speedy A.J. Lewis. It came on the right side of the second base bag. Damon Dews applied the tag, and A.J. Lewis has gone down for the first time this summer.
Great throw by Crouch. Got a good pitch to throw down on, and once again, Lewis been nabbed out. We mentioned before, trying to tag up towards home this time at second base.
So the 1-0 to Troiani, a breaking ball that he just fists back to the backstop, and it's 1-1. Max Troiani got off to a great start this summer for Orleans, reached base in 8 of his first 12 plate appearances. He's now 0 for his last 8, including 3 strikeouts over that stretch, but good numbers against the Brewster Whitecaps. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball that Troiani just nubs foul, and it's 1-2. Troiani had 2 for 3 day against the Whitecaps earlier this week at Stony Brook Field. Also drew 2 walks in that 5-3 win for Orleans. Boy, would the Firebirds take a 5-3 win tonight.
For sure, got a couple more runs in there via the error or something out there. We talk about the wacky plays.
There's already been 5 errors tonight charged against the Whitecaps, 2 against Orleans.
And going back to that Brewster game as well, Brewster made 3 errors in that game. So in the 2 games so far against Orleans, they've made a combined 8 errors against
Not
the
too pretty.
That is not good baseball, but they're finding a way to win, and that's trying to win this one here, I should say.
They're 0 for 3 this summer. The Birds 2-2 and 2-1-1. 1-2. Troiani spoils this one down the right side, and we'll do it again. Eddie McCabe has come out on deck for Orleans. He will bat in the cleanup spot if the Birds can get it there here in the 8th inning. It's the spot occupied by the pitcher right now, Cameron Fields, who's a 2-way player out of Texas. So potentially we might see Fields in the 9th if nobody's on. The 1-2, fastball runs high and tight to Troiani. He moves out of the way, and it's 2-2. Troiani has found a way to get on base at a high clip so far this summer, looking to do that right here. 2-2, breaking ball misses low. Troiani steps out of the way, and the count runs full.
So now back-to-back pitches. Troiani probably fed up with McKay on the mound, throwing 2 of them very far inside and just having a dance out of the way of both of them.
Brewster 2, Orleans 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the payoff pitch, high chopper over the head of McKay. He's able to grab it, sidearm throw to first base in time to nail Troiani on the slow ground ball. So the Firebirds get a leadoff walk, but A.J. Lewis is gunned down. And we will head to the top of the 9th inning with the Firebirds trailing the Whitecaps 2-1. And Scotty Gage will check in with you one more time here in the first 9 innings. Scotty, what you got going on?
Yeah, you know, one of the best parts about hanging out here in Eldridge is we have so many fans, and we have some young Orleans Firebirds super fans. We have Jake, Zion, and Boone. All 3 of them these 2 are in 3rd grade. Boone is in 4th grade, and they're loving the Firebirds so far. Jake, I'll start with you. A.J. Lewis is going to sign your baseball at the end of the game?
Yes.
Are you excited for this? You look very excited. We were very excited before.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
You said you play baseball. You're going to play baseball. How cool is it to watch these guys play?
It's extremely cool. And now I have some pitching tips.
You're learning off these guys.
Yes.
Zion, I'm going to go to you. It's fun to watch these guys play, but you're with your friends. How cool is that?
It's amazing. And AJ's going to sign my hat.
He is going to sign your hat.
Yeah. And number 9, I forget his name, but he signed it right here.
Right on the hat, guys.
Yes, right on the hat.
Boone, you're the oldest of the 3, and you're hanging out with these guys. You're watching some baseball. What do your 2 friends mean to you? How fun is it to watch this game?
It's really fun and they mean a lot.
You guys are all great friends, you guys. You're on TV. Is this fun?
Yes.
It's pretty fun. We're on TV. We'll see you right there. We'll wave to them goodbye. Broadcasters, Josh and Thomas, we're all saying goodbye. We're going to send it back to you guys, all right?
Thanks, guys. And Scotty, a great hit as always. And A.J. Lewis, a fan favorite in the early going here at Eldridge Park. Cam Fields back out there for Orleans. First pitch home is fought off by Eric Fago for strike 1. Brewster 2, Orleans 1 here in the top of the 9th inning here at Eldridge Park. Eric Fago's played his part in this ball game. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 0-1 pitch is a fastball that's chopped to the left side. It's 0-2. The mark that Fago has made tonight has been on the defensive side. 2 errors the wrong way have brought in the lone Orleans run. The big first baseman out of Stetson digs back in the 0-2. A breaking ball hit to the right side. And it's Rob Emery down to her knee, bobbles the baseball, underhand toss to first base with Cam Fields covering as in time. And the slow-footed Eric Fago is put out on a 3-1 putout.
Well,
You guys are all supposed to come get hats or shirts, okay? So you're gonna hook up with me to do that.
dating back to that last hit by Scotty, I tell you, I still have a couple memorabilia signed by a couple former Orleans Cardinals back in the day. You never know who will come through on the Cape and make it to the major leagues.
First pitch to Colin Davis. He shows bunt and pulls back for ball one. Who was the coolest player you ever met from this Orleans Cardinals Firebirds organization?
Well, probably, I always mention the story about Brett Cecil. It's actually, you wanted pictures. I have a picture of me in my heyday when I was in probably elementary school with Brett Cecil.
The 1-0, a fastball that misses outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
With Brett Cecil and my sister, when Brett was looking, when Brett was still at the University of Maryland, of course, Matt Wieters as well, probably the next guy up. That was probably closest to.
2-0, fastball skied into deep center field. It's a high pop-up, and the second baseman Marcano going out. He makes the catch, and that was a major league pop that Marcano was able to race down for the second out.
Had to circumvent the wind as well. And probably the next guy I remember was Marcus Stroman, just because he had a blue glove, and I absolutely loved the color. I told my parents, I said, I want a blue glove, but I don't think that ever worked out. Should ask Marcus himself. Of course, he went to Duke and then played for the Toronto Blue Jays.
First pitch to Damon Dews, lose the bat, ground ball back up the box, glove by Marcano, his throw to first base on a hop, not in time. So Damon Dews flung the bat further than the ball went, but reaches on an infield single, showcasing the wheels.
Only baseball does stuff like this happens. And Dews had some speed, tough play up the middle, but making it close over there at first base, but Dews just able to beat it out. So making now the broken bat total at 3 as we're keeping track of this season.
So Alaric Solari, the batter now for the Whitecaps, and he is 2 for 3 today. 2 for 4, check that. Righty on righty matchup. Dews dancing off of first, and Kelly Nicholson just yells, step off from the first base rubber.
Well, I was wondering the same thing, too. I mean, he was in no man's land over there at first base, was Dews. He was well beyond a secondary lead.
Cam Fields paid no attention to him before that step off, and now checks on the runner at first base. Dews is on at first with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, with the Whitecaps leading the Firebirds 2-1. It'll be 4, 5, and 6-2 up for Orleans. Fields a hard throw to first base, but the runner's back in. Cam Fields would lead off this 9th inning for Orleans if he's in that spot. We saw Eddie McCabe come out in the on-deck circle in the 8th inning, but didn't get the chance. First pitch to Solari, misses outside for ball 1.
Now, I do see someone in the Orleans dugout down there. I don't know if it is McCabe or not. I believe it is him. Still with the batting helmet on, has a bat in his hand. Looks like there's a batting glove on. So my guess is that's McCabe still, ready to go.
Fields set at the belt. Here's the 1-0, runner going. David Avidia's throw down to second base. In time! Damon Dews got a huge jump, but David Avidia once again showcases the cannon. Avidia guns down Dews to end the inning, and the Firebirds keep it at a 1-run deficit as we will head to the bottom of the 9th. It will be 4, 5, and 6-2 up for Orleans to try and tie this game, if not walk it off, here at Eldridge Park. Brewster 2, Orleans 1. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. One last chance for the Orleans Firebirds, with the Firebirds trailing the Whitecaps 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning here at Eldridge Park. It'll be 4-5 and 6-2 up for Orleans. Eddie McCabe will pinch hit for Cameron Fields. Josh Zamora and Rob Emery, the last hope for the Firebirds, as they will face the hard-throwing right-hander from the University of Kentucky, Carson Coleman, the rising senior, set to make his 2019 CCBL debut. A couple defensive changes as well for the Whitecaps. Tyler Hardman enters the game to play first base for Eric Fago. Eddie McCabe officially announced as the pinch hitter. It'll be a righty-on-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch of the summer from Coleman. It's a fastball that misses low for ball one. Coleman in the second go-around with the Brewster Whitecaps, made 9 appearances last summer, and through 10 innings had an ERA under 1. The 1-0. It's a fastball that would have had the strike zone, but Josh Crouch couldn't hold on. It's ruled a ball, and it's 2-0.
Again, it is imperative that the Firebirds try to get this leadoff man on here and try to get things going.
Coleman out of the windup. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball fouled back by McCabe, and it's 2-1. McCabe in his second go-around as well with the Orleans Firebirds, a pair of veterans out there on the diamond tonight. McCabe just played 1 game for Orleans last summer. Went 2 for 4 in his lone appearance for the Birds. Here's the 2-1. Fastball catch the inside corner, and it's 2-2. Josh Zamora, the third baseman from Nevada, waits on deck. He scored the lone Firebirds run tonight. And Rob Emery waiting in the hole, now shifted over to first base. Here's the 2-2 from Coleman. Fastball that McCabe fights off out of play, and we will do it again. What an interesting 4 spot in this lineup tonight for Orleans. Ray Gill started things off at first base. Jordan Lala came into pinch hit. Cam Fields was the pitcher in that spot for the time being, and then gets pinch hit for here by Eddie McCabe. Coleman with the glove in front of the face, rocks and fires 2-2. Fastball, hot shot into the Orleans dugout. And it looks like that hit the back of Max Troiani. And a Firebird comes out, gets the free baseball, and we'll toss it further down towards Kelly Nicholson.
And that one might leave a mark tomorrow morning.
Good reflexes. Brewster a 2-1 lead over Orleans here in the last of the ninth at Eldridge Park. Coleman's 2-2. Fastball that McCabe fists out of play over the netting onto the hill here at Eldridge Park. And we will do it again at 2-2. McCabe 2 for 10 to start his summer here with the Firebirds. Went 0 for 1 in his lone plate appearance against the Whitecaps at Stony Brook Field. But McCabe hit .345 to lead the Georgetown Hoyas this past season. Was 4th in the Big East with that batting average. 2-2. Breaker, that's chopped back up the middle. The shortstop Dews charging in. He makes the throw on the run in time, and the Firebirds down to their final 2 outs.
Still have some pop in the next couple bats. I know Kelly likes to sprinkle it around the order a bit too. We saw yesterday in Wareham with Zamora and Emery following each other. Those are 2 guys that have some power in their sticks.
So Josh Zamora, the batter for the Firebirds. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses low and outside for ball 1. Firebirds trail 2-1 here with 1 away in the bottom of the ninth inning. Zamora is 0 for 3 today, but did score a run his last time at the dish. Here's the 1-0. It's a breaking ball that Zamora couldn't lay off of in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Zamora reached on an error, charged against the third baseman Gage Workman, and came around to score after a pair of errors by Eric Fago, who was in the game at first base for Brewster. He's now on the Whitecaps bench. 1-1, fastball skied behind the dish. The catcher Crouch tosses the mask. He runs out of room. This runs onto the hill, and it's 1-2.
About 20 kids right after that. Ball bounces off the hill, then rolls back down towards the backside of the Orleans dugout. So a mosh pit for that foul ball.
Coleman ahead, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Coleman blows a slider past Josh Zamora, and the Firebirds down to their final out here at Eldridge Park. So Rob Emery, the last hope for Orleans, trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Emery 0 for 2 today, drew a walk in the second, struck out swinging in the seventh. Righty on righty matchup. Here's Coleman's first pitch. It's a fastball catch to the outside corner for strike one. Emery's been stupendous so far this summer for Orleans. 5 for his first 16. Batting above the 300 mark, has a solo home run. Here's the 0-1. Breaker misses low and outside, and it's 1-1. This game started off with the Whitecaps getting on the scoreboard back in the first inning. An unearned run charged to Owen Schartz. Here's the 1-1. Fastball plunks Emery on the left elbow, and that'll get a base runner on for Orleans. So Emery, the tying run, moves to first base, and the winning run at the plate is Tanner Murray.
Well, any way you can get on base, you got to take it, and Rob Emery just stands on and takes it on the elbow. And now it's up to Tanner Murray, who was also hit by a pitch back in the seventh.
And Murray 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts besides that hit by pitch. And we will get a pinch runner at first base. Zach Daniels going to come out and pinch run for Rob Emery. So a chance for Orleans to tie this game up and potentially walk it off. Tanner Murray in his first game in the Orleans Red, trying to be the hero for the Firebirds. Daniels the tying run at first, the winning run at the plate is Murray. First pitch from Coleman. Fastball nips the outside corner for strike one. So Daniels pinch running at first base. A big outfielder from Tennessee, and he's quite the athlete. A two-sport athlete in high school. 0-1 to Murray. Fastball fouled back to the screen, and the Firebirds are down to their final strike. It's Brewster 2, Orleans 1, with the tying run on first base and the winning run at the plate for Orleans. Tanner Murray, the batter, the junior from UC Davis. Carson Coleman set at the belt. Here's the 0-2. Fastball just missed outside, and it's 1-2. Murray took a look back at the home plate umpire, thought it might have been the ball game right there, but it missed just a touch outside. Murray hit just one home run this past season at UC Davis and drove in 31 runs this season. When gusting in from center, 1-2, fastball misses outside off the black, and it's 2-2. So a chance for Tanner Murray, who has had a rough game both defensively and at the dish. Has committed a couple errors, has struck out swinging twice, but in his Orleans debut, trying to be the hero. Daniels is on at first. Murray back in from the right side. Here's the 2-2. Fastball flared down the right side now to play, and the Firebirds live to see another pitch.
Yeah, Murray really put up a good battle here, fighting back from 0-2. Working it to now 2-2. Taking a couple close pitches as well.
If this game does go to extras, Kelly Nicholson will have to figure out a couple defensive substitutions. Firebirds down to their final strike, 2-2. Breaking ball that Murray somehow got a piece of. Looked like he fanned through it, but took out his 9-iron and fouled it back.
Yeah, just getting a piece of it. Pitch was below the knees, almost towards the ankles, but yeah, taking out his 9-iron, pitching wedge, whatever he could use there, getting a piece of it.
So the Firebirds get another life. This cat has 9 lives tonight here at Eldridge Park. Tying run on first base in the form of Zach Daniels. Tanner Murray represents the game's winning run. 2-2, fastball misses up and away, and the count runs full. So Daniels will get a head start from first base. 3-2 the count to the Birds' 7-hole hitter, Tanner Murray, in his Orleans debut. The shortstop from UC Davis. Brewster 2, Orleans 1 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Daniels will be off from the pitch at first. Coleman set at the belt. Payoff pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 4. Murray works out a walk And the Birds are cooking. They've got runners on first and second, and Julio Marcano, who leads the team in hitting, will come up to the dish.
Something interesting going on here. A 2-out rally after the hit by pitch. Murray down 0-2, works it to 3-2 now and works a walk. How about that? And now Marcano coming up for the Fibers to try to tie things up, if not win this game here in the ninth. As a meeting has come into session on the mound to try to calm Carson Coleman down.
So Julio Marcano will try and be the hero right here for Orleans. A single most likely ties this ball game. A ball in the gap might win it for Orleans. Murray off of first, Daniels off of second. Marcano digs in from the right side. Whitecaps lead the Firebirds 2-1 here in the ninth. Coleman's first pitch. Fastball nips the outside corner for strike one. Marcano tonight, a single in the third, reached with an error back in the seventh after putting the ball in play. That brought home a run for Orleans, their lone run of this contest so far. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses upstairs, and it's 1-1. This Firebirds team, 2-1-1 in the early parts of this season. They've got 5 points. The Whitecaps 0-3, looking to secure their first victory here of the 2019 summer. Murray's on first. Daniels extending his lead at second base. The 1-1. Fastball misses up and in, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Carson Coleman this past year at Kentucky had 15 walks in 28 innings. An ERA of 5.14. Drafted in the 33rd round by the Tampa Bay Rays, but elected to go back to Kentucky and pitch here on the Cape. 2-1. Fastball shot down the right side, but foul. And the Firebirds once again down to their final strike. It's 2-2.
Well, you got a good piece of wood on that one, but just kind of extended the barrel out there, got a piece of it, and pushed it foul. Got to shorten up his swing here with 2 strikes. Choke up on the bat a little bit.
So Orleans down to their final strike of the night once again. Murray on first. He represents the game's winning run. Daniels in scoring possession would tie it. Coleman set the 2-2. Fastball skied to shallow right field. First baseman Hardman going out. Second baseman Auerbach coming over, and he makes the catch in foul ground, and the ball game is over. Orleans gave it a deep chance here in the ninth inning. They put the tying run in scoring position, the winning run at first base, but the Brewster Whitecaps holds on for their first win of the summer as Brewster defeats Orleans 2-1 to even up the season series at a win apiece. And the Firebirds fall to 2-2-1 on the season, set to go on the road for 4 games.
You know, it's a tough one for the Firebirds, probably just because 5 errors committed by the Whitecaps. I feel like for the Whitecaps, you're just taking a deep breath and saying, taking a big gasp as well, saying we got 1 win now on the board. But also, they were lucky to win this game as well, and some parts of it, obviously, they earned it as well with the bats because they had 7 hits. Orleans just able to get 3 hits, but Brewster also committed 5 errors, but they did not come back to haunt the Whitecaps as they're able to squeak one out here in Orleans.
So Orleans falls just short. Brewster scored a run in the top of the first inning after an RBI groundout for Tyler Gentry. The Birds even things up in the 7th, scoring a run on a 2-base error by Eric Fago, the first baseman. But Brewster, the last laugh in the top of the 8th. They got a run on a wild pitch as the Birds fall to the Whitecaps 2-1 here at Eldridge Park. The winning pitcher tonight for Brewster is Willie McKay. He came out of the bullpen, picks up his first win of the summer. On the wrong side for Orleans is Cam Fields. He drops to 0-1, and Carson Coleman picks up his first save of the summer, with Orleans coming up just a bit short in this short 1-game homestand. So we will toss things over to Scotty Gage, who is standing by with A.J. Lewis, the Birds baller of the game, despite Orleans falling just short against Brewster.
Guys, here with the Birds Ball of the game, Mr. A.J. Lewis. And A.J., before the game, going from catcher to second base to right field, I asked you how that transition was going to be. You said, I'm just going to play. I'm an athlete. Things looked good out there. No problems. How'd you feel out in right field tonight?
It was a tough wind out there today, but I just went out there and literally said I was going to be an athlete. The ball in the air, I went and caught it.
Looked like an athlete. You reached base all 4 times you were up, 1 for 2, two walks. How'd you feel at the plate tonight?
Tonight I was seeing it well. The Caps had a good staff tonight. They were pumping it in there, but, I was just trying to stay simple and get to first base.
With a team like this, 2-1 loss, unfortunately for you guys, but the game was never over until the last pitch. What can you say about the resiliency of this team and kind of sticking in the game as long as it was, and as many things didn't go your guys' way tonight?
We have a talented group right here, and I think we know that we're not out of any game. We got a lot of guys that can put the ball out of the yard, and today the wind was down, and I think we hit a couple balls good that didn't get where they should have been, but, we can win any game we're in, so I think we did a good job doing that.
You learned that about the team. What did you learn about yourself tonight? You say you're just an athlete, you're playing. Specifically, anything that you learned being out in right field or maybe even at the plate?
Just keeping everything simple. It's baseball. You've been playing it your whole life. Just staying simple, staying easy, and playing the game.
I talked to a few kids in the middle of the 8th inning, and they really wanted your autograph. They're right over here, so I'm going to let you go. And you're probably starting pitcher tomorrow, too, so I'm going to let you go. We're going to wrap this up. The Birds Baller of the game, Mr. A.J. Lewis. Congratulations, man. Thank you so much. Guys, back over to you.
And thank you, Scotty. Again, he was.
Take a look at this, by the way. Are you kidding me? I'm going to cut you off. Take a look at this. Everybody's around this guy. I'm telling you, he's the Birds Baller of the game. Everybody wants the signatures. It's fantastic. All right, now back to you.
When you say he's the Bird Baller of the game, they're going to flock over to him. He did it all today for the Firebirds. Again, that was Scotty Gaines along with A.J. Lewis, the catcher, second baseman, and now right fielder out of Eastern Kentucky. He has done it all for the Firebirds. Whatever Kelly Nicholson has asked him to do, he has done it. Again, tonight, reached base 3 times, 2 singles, a walk, and a stolen base out of his 4 plate appearances for the Firebirds. Again, as Josh mentioned before, this is a home game before they go 4 on the road. Again, a doubleheader in Bourne tomorrow. First game starting at 4 o'clock. 6:30 p.m. the game 2. Again, 7-inning games as well. As we coming up, we'll be joined alongside by Chase Wallace. And then Tuesday, after the off day on Monday, we'll be in Falmouth. And then in Hyannis on Wednesday. So again, the Firebirds will hit the road yet again before the next 4 or 5 will be here at Eldridge Park at home. So the Firebirds have done quite the amount of bus travel so far after just playing 3 on the road at YD, at Brewster, and at Wareham. Again, Thomas Cinzarella now joined alongside Chase Wallace, right-handed pitcher out of Tennessee. Chase, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, how's it going?
Obviously, now Chase, you pitched 2 1/3 inning, no hits, no runs, no earned, 1 walk, and 1 punch-out. You were terrific in relief and really kept the Firebirds in the game. What pitches were working for you out there on the mound?
Just really getting my fastball, attacking the zone, trying to keep it down, get as many ground balls as I can, letting my defense work, and they did a great job out there. So just keeping the fastball down.
And obviously now you made your second appearance on the Cape. How is it different from your first?
It was actually playing here in front of the home crowd. It was really, really fun to experience. Pitching here in New Orleans in front of all of our fans. So, but it was about the same. Just keep going out there and attacking the zone and getting outs.
Well, the Hill is one of the best places to watch a baseball game, and obviously after the game as well, it's really special. You have young kids coming up to you, signing autographs and all that. You mentioned playing in front of the home crowd. You're an SEC guy. How is it different from playing on the Cape than playing in the SEC and the best baseball conference out there?
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than the SEC, especially with crowds. It's just going out there and doing your thing, honestly. A lot of guys here playing big conferences, including the SEC, ACC. They just know they got to come out here and just keep playing the game of baseball that they love to play, and just keep doing them.
And now transitioning from the college aspect to now on the Cape, you have a new coach, pitching coach Matt Troop, new catcher as well, David Avitia. How has the transition been?
Oh, they're great. Troop, he's He's young. He knows the position we're in. He knows what we go through. He's awesome to be around. Very outgoing. New catcher. I'm very bad with names. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He's awesome. you know, just before, every time before I throw, he comes up to me and just makes sure we're on the same page. And he picks it up well. He catches very well. You know, calls the game very well. So it's really fun to be able to throw to him.
Well, for sure. I definitely know it's really unique in Orleans to have a former Orleans Firebird and Matt Troop, former Cardinal, I should say, Matt Troop, come out here and be the pitching coach. Chase, thanks for joining me.
Yeah,
And
appreciate it.
good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Again, that was Chase Wallace, right-handed pitcher out of Tennessee, as the Firebirds fall tonight by a final score of 2-1. Again, Brewster scored 1 in the first. Orleans came back with 1 in the 7th, but right back in the top of the 8th, the Whitecaps were able to take the lead, and the Firebirds had a couple men on in the 9th, but unfortunately could not pull the trigger again. So the Whitecaps defeat the Firebirds by a final score of 2-1. Brewster, 2 runs, 7 hits, 5 errors. Firebirds, 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors. The Firebirds drop to 2-2-1 as they will hit the road for the next 4 games. Again, doubleheader in Bourne tomorrow. First game starts at 4, next one at 6:30. Again, 7 innings each game. Will be a little shortened as the Firebirds will hit the road again for 4 straight games. So that'll do it from here from Eldridge Park. My broadcasting partner, Josh White, our sound reporter, Scotty Gange, and our producer, Bryce Johnson. I'm Thomas Zinzarella saying so long from Eldridge Park.